You always mess up that intro.
I didn't mess it up. I didn't mess it up. The thing is not clicking. It's not my fault. If I click on it and it doesn't go, it's not my fucking fault. But what's going on, everyone? We're here. We're radical. We're live. Geeks and gamers coming at you with another Gaming with Geeks podcast. Jeremy, the man who, according to propaganda videos, radicalized me. How are you doing today?
Doing good. Just been sizing up my next victim for radicalization. It's a pretty easy game, so I'm looking forward to it. We are spreading propaganda and lies across the interwebs, and I thank the media for putting more attention onto us. But yeah, no, in all seriousness, great to be here, ready to talk about some video games. Mark and I are probably going to argue because that's what we do. But now I have a camera that can compete with his, so it's an even playing field now.
Going after my production value now. God. Next thing you know, you're going to be getting a robot leg.
We can only hope. And speaking of robot legs, Mark the Cyborg, how are you doing? What do your phone? What are you doing?
So, yeah, my phone just dinged, so I just was putting it on silent. So.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird. Like, I don't know why he was like holding it. Like, I would never be like, here's my phone. Just look at everything. I was like, what the fuck?
I've got a case that I've got this like tiny little slit. I need to get my like man length nail.
This doesn't sound good at all.
Well, I need to get my man length. It's a little slot I need to get my man length in.
A tiny slit that I need my man length into.
No, man length nail is what I said, because I cut my nails like a man. I don't have them super, super long and can therefore use them as a tool, which
yeah, that's not helping.
In some ways. Yeah, so it's sometimes tough for me to get my phone on silent. Sometimes I think it's on silent and it's not, which especially if I'm at work and I have a patient is particularly embarrassing. But,
the problem is you don't have one of these. You don't have a Note.
Might be the problem. If you can get my entire family and X-Ray Girl to switch, I'll switch to Android. I don't really have any personal stake in Apple products, but I don't want to have to teach my mom how to use a new OS.
Can't hear Mark.
Is X-Ray Girl South Korean?
Brando says can't hear Mark. So, Mark, you got to bump up your volume a little bit.
All right. I was really distorted on the last podcast and loud. So
it was only when you turned off your camera and got really close when you started arguing about Dr. Seuss. That's the only time it got distorted. And speaking of distorted worldviews, Lethal Lightning, how are you?
I'm just gradually making my way down the alt-right pipeline. It's, I don't know. It's not all that's cracked up to be. That they didn't go into all the dirty details of it. But I'm actually really happy. We're already at 15K on the Snyder stream. So
hell yeah,
I'm in a good mood. And no one believes me when I tell them that. But I'm actually happy.
Look, as soon as Ryan jumped on this call and Krista is backstage, she'll be taking notes with X-Ray Girl. But yeah, there she is. Ryan told us that he woke up in a good mood, and I got really uncomfortable because Ryan's never said that.
Well, that's because just like everything else that we've seen, that was taken out of context. What I said is I woke up in a good mood for making videos, which could be a terrible mood in some days. Just kind of depends. But no, there was some good Snyder stuff that I got out. My live channel's fucking rocking and rolling right now. So I just want to put content out there. Recorded a video from my main channel. Got this all set and ready. So yeah, good mood for being productive today.
It's weird. Ryan is building a channel on positivity right now. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on right now?
To be fair, the second to last video I published there was just tearing some. It was like a normal video because I was just tearing this article apart from Polygon trying to bash the Snyder Cut fandom. So it is what it is. But yeah. Let's take a look at some of these super chats that have already come in. Finally, it didn't reset when I started the stream. The past couple weeks, it's for some reason been like
it always resets.
Yeah, but it usually didn't do that, but it did it. Now it's better. Blue-Eyed Scorpio for $2. A tip for Ryan's "I Will Survive" music video. Yeah, Yellow Flash put out a nice video of me. You can see on his Twitter.
Can't play it here, unfortunately.
Yeah, that'll copyright us. Yeah, but if you've seen the type of thumbnails that Flash puts out disparaging me, cutting off pieces of my head, you will understand and you'll laugh probably. I do have a good singing voice.
Imagine what happens if we ever have a hit piece written about us and how people are attacking us. They're going to feature Flash's memes. You know how they used Mahler's comment about Rose Tico, and they'll show everything that Flash has done to your head. Talk about how he's you know, inciting violence against you, chopping off pieces of your face for memes. That's violence.
Can I label him as a racist because he's constantly posting fucking kangaroos on all my shit?
I don't think Australians are race.
Oh man,
culturalist. But shout out to Yellow Flash. Roger Haynes, Canadian thumbs up super sticker for $2. Thank you, Roger. HBG 3 for 5. Anyone else experience crashing on Arkham City next gen? I experienced a lot of crashing in Arkham Knight because you have to ban that stupid fucking tank all the time. All the tank missions drive me crazy. But I haven't played Arkham City next gen yet. Is it a specific like PS5 download, or is it simply if you put the disc in there, it upgrades it? I don't know. I haven't tried.
I think he's probably referring to the remastered one that they kind of redid in Unreal Engine 4. I've heard, I have not played that version, but I've heard it has a lot of issues because it was like, it wasn't Rocksteady that made it. It was like a B team that essentially took the Unreal 3 engine version of Arkham, not Arkham Knight, sorry, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, and instead of just upscaling it and making it run a bit better, they tried to kind of totally remake it, and apparently they are not as good as Rocksteady.
There you go. A lot of crash for me too on PC. People are saying, okay, the remaster. Got it. Yeah, I haven't, I think I do have like, I do have one of like the more new versions of it because I recently rebought them when I did playthroughs on Twitch like a year ago. So I don't know what version I have, but I don't really have any issues. The Enigma Alley for £2. Finally, goddamn, Ryan. What, starting the stream? Mark was out there. Mark was, I don't know what he was doing.
I wish we could have recorded what Ryan did to Mark. Mark was just like he brings him into the call. Mark's chair is just sitting there, and as soon we hear Mark in the background, and we're just like screaming for Mark, and he couldn't hear us, but we could hear him. And then as we knew he was coming to sit down, he didn't have any, you know, he didn't have his headphones, his beanie on, or nothing. And all of a sudden, as soon as he sits down, Ryan goes, "What's going on, everybody? It's the Gaming with Geeks podcast." And then Mark's like fumbling around trying to.
My hat's like on like halfway. I'm trying to put my headphones on too. I'm like, holy shit, we're going now. I thought.
As a matter of fact, I do have a clip. A blooper clip that I'm going to upload, and none of you guys even know this, a blooper clip that I'm uploading for our premium members for geeksandgamers.com. So yesterday I did a video with Ivan, Uche, Krista, Siobhan, and we're just basically just, you know, destroying that narrative of that nonsensical hit piece that was put out about us. So as I start the stream, I told everybody, I was like, all right, this is going to be kind of a fairly serious topic, guys. Serious topic. We want to sit there and, you know, we want to approach this and show who we are at Geeks and Gamers, yada, yada, yada. They're like, okay, cool, let's do that. So what's going on, everybody? It's Jeremy coming to you with, you know, introducing people. I introduced Siobhan, you know, and, you know, hey, Siobhan, hey. And then I go to Ivan, and his name is Ivan Taco Ortega or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, we should probably change that name if we're going to, like, talk about. And so I'm going to upload that clip, but it was pretty funny. And they're like, yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that. So I'll upload that a little bit later.
That's awesome. Eric Winberg for $5. You all are the best. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you, Eric Winberg.
Good morning, that. Sunday.
And whatever. Yeah, good morning. Sunday morning.
Saturday night. Got nothing better to do except sit on the camera in front of the internet.
Sleepy Panda for €5.49. It's a super sticker with a corgi that wrote in #1 and showed it to us. Thank you very much for the super sticker, Sleepy Panda. Diego Flores for Peruvian 5. Well, we are not 5 minutes in, and we have the first clip that can be used against G&G. What? I don't even know.
I don't know. Probably Mark.
Yeah, I think so. It was about putting his man length into something.
Man, like nails. Like again, you guys can't just remove a word in the middle of the
No,
sentence.
but
Like,
you have to think about
like,
all the
you
things that
guys
led
are-
up to that, Mark.
You're
It's
currently
not-
in the middle of like being pissed off about people editing you guys out of context to misrepresent you, and you're taking a word out of the middle of a sentence that I
No.
said.
This is what happened, Mark. We were laughing because we said that sounded so bad because it was before you said nail. It said a little tiny hole that I'm trying to fit my
slit.
man length.
He
A little
said a
tiny
slit.
Yeah, trying to fit my man
Little tiny
length.
sit that I'm
And
trying
then
to
you
fit my
said nail,
man
but by
length
that
nail
point,
into, and
by
I
that
can't
point, it
because
was
my
too
nail's
late.
too short. I can't flip the little tiny iPhone silent switch, man. It's a relatable issue. People deal with it every day.
Oh man.
Yeah. The Enigma ally for £2. Ryan been replaced with a scroll. Maybe because I was happy, according to Jeremy. As touch my no places for £5. Hey guys, will we be able to send questions to Zack Snyder prior to the stream? Hashtag us united. I don't think so. I think it's mostly just going to be it's going to be a lot of people on the stream. I think you're going to hear a lot of the questions you would send in asked. So it's going to be, it's going to be Snyder fans. You guys can still comment in the chat. My eyes will still be on the chat. So if you do find something, we may ask that in the middle of the stream.
Yeah, I mean, what everybody needs to understand is I mean, there's going to be we're going to have a ton of guests on, and by the way, and the decision's been made by me that I'm not going to be on the stream, and mainly just because I don't need to be on the stream. This is a Snyder Cut movement, and I mean, who's better to be on a stream, me or Film Gob, me or Tyrone Magnus, me or Film Junkie? I mean, come on, I'm fine being in the background on this one and not being prominent. There are people that deserve to be there that have been on the front lines of the Snyder Cut for a while. So we're going to have, there's going to be a lot of guests on there. Lethal, Ryan, Uche will be there. And then obviously you've got a slew of Snyder Cut people that need to be there, that deserve to be there. So we're going to have to work through all of that. But yes, if you're in the chat, if you ask a question, it could catch Ryan's eye or someone's eyes. So make sure you're there. I mean, that's the most important thing. Be there, support it. It's a great thing. $15,000 raised already. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I've been pimping it in a lot of my second channel when I talk about Snyder. I've been trying to throw that in at the end, at least include the link in the description and stuff. So hopefully it's going to be massive. I got the sign over right there. I'm happy to put up that sign. It's fucking crooked because of the stupid Velcro.
There's been heaps of people promoting it.
Yeah, it really has been.
Yeah.
Like, even in their videos and stuff, something completely off topic, and then at the end of the video go on, by the way, this is happening.
Yep.
So thank you to everyone that's done that.
Yeah, no, it's been cool. I mean, Uche had a great stream with Film Junkie last night.
Yes.
I saw there were some, some people that may have some, some people that may have some, preconceived notions of geeks and gamers. They're starting to see a different picture now. I saw Lethal basically say, yeah, Mark's the worst of all of us. Tagged him on Twitter. That was pretty damn funny.
I really am. I'm the most mean. I rage the most,
Thank you to everybody for being here. Smash the melee button. If you are here, share this stream out. Krista, I'm pretty sure you already shared it. Yeah, it looks like she's already shared it and get it retweeted from the Geeks and Gamers account. But all right, let's get this party started.
All right. Yeah. Wicked Seal for $5. Hail all that Ryan video is disturbing and can't wait to see your thoughts on Alex Zedra and Warzone. We will talk about that
a little bit
certainly
later.
have some thoughts.
Yeah. And
lots of
last
thoughts.
one
and feelings.
Last one before we get into the actual show. Butter Biscuit for $2. Mark, do you like your Secret Labs chair?
I do, yes. I think I've stated a couple times before that this was a Christmas girl to me, Christmas gift to me for Christmas girl. Sorry, the dog.
The dog
I
got
can't
it.
speak. I think that the vaccine last week might have done a number on my brain. I can no longer podcast, but yeah, no, it's super comfortable. It's significantly more comfortable than my previous chair, and I recommend them. Just probably don't get the Cyberpunk branding if you're one of the few people that likes the game, because people are going to call you a shill forever.
It's true. When he was defending it in the chair.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, what was I gonna do? Be like, X-Ray girl, take your Christmas gift back? Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. And it
we're
is
just
a
kidding.
comfortable chair. Like, I could get her League of Legends one, I guess. Like,
Yellow Flash 2 real quick for $5. Snyder Cut 4K Blu-ray coming out in May. I'm buying it just to support the movement. Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
is. I don't have the exact date. I don't know if it's actually technically official yet, but it is coming. So yeah, I'm going to buy like 8 of them.
And Flash is someone who's not a fan of the movies, just like I'm not a fan. Yet we're supporting it because we see the bigger picture. You know, and that, again, that's what a lot of people have to start seeing here. There's a bigger picture, and the more support that this movement gets, the better it is for all fandom, not just the Snyder Cut.
I just realized I only own like 4K Blu-rays. I think I have Battle Angel, Alita, Logan, and then the other 2 that I have are Watchmen and 300. So half of my 4K Blu-rays are Snyder movies.
Yeah, half all right
Nice.
then.
You get those numbers up, Mark.
I mean, I'm not much of a physical media guy. Just those are movies where like the visual experience of them adds a lot. So I was like, I'll get the 4K Blu-ray.
That's right. Well, speaking of video games, we had a pretty big thing go down this week, and we all knew it was coming. It was announced months ago, but now it's officially official. Microsoft has completed the purchase of ZeniMax Media, which includes Bethesda. That's the thing that everyone's really talking about, because now you have these Bethesda franchises, Fallout, Doom, Elder Scrolls, a lot of other things that fall under their umbrella that Microsoft now owns. And the question we've all been asking is, will these things be exclusive to PC and Xbox? Will they continue to be multi-platform? Well, we kind of got an answer. We kind of got more clarity on this whole situation. Phil Spencer says future Bethesda games will be exclusive to platforms where Game Pass exists.
Cool.
Now, before we even get into that statement, just overall, what's you guys' thoughts about this, about Bethesda and all of their backlog of games now being on Xbox Game Pass right now that you can get all that value for? And what do you think the future of this is going to be?
I think that Mark deserves a big shout out. He's kind of been ahead of the curve as far as this panel on this. But I mean, Game Pass is just, I think, and I want to get into this a little bit later too. We'll stay on topic for right now. But I think Game Pass needs a better marketing strategy because they need to get the word out about what they're offering. But if you look at that library right there, like just look at that right there as just even a casual gamer, if you're looking at that, that's fucking huge right there. You know, like most even normie gamers know at least half of those games. So it's a huge win, but they've got to do a better job of marketing this, in my opinion.
Yeah, well,
They're ticking a lot of boxes just with those games. You got a little bit of everything there.
Yeah.
At that game right there, you could sub to Game Pass for a year and play nothing but Bethesda published games and like not feel like you're not getting your money's worth. Like just looking at those there, you got Doom Eternal. Oddly enough, not Doom 2016. There's it kind of looks like Doom 2016 is there because there's a Doom next to Doom Eternal, but that's actually Doom 3. Doom 1, 2, and Doom 64 are all actually that port of Doom 64 isn't my favorite.
Is Mark still quiet for the chat? Even X-Ray Girl said he's quiet. Is he still quiet for you guys?
I can crank up a bit. I don't
he sounds okay to me.
Can you speak louder?
I guess I could try. I think I've been kind of trained to keep my voice down now with our neighbors. Just wait for it. When X-Ray Girl and I move, and he's been
radicalized by his neighbors.
Yeah, well, they like knock on the walls. They're even like knocking when X-Ray Girl is streaming. Like, and her voice isn't. Well, she's not an Italian man, so her voice isn't quite as wall penetrating as.
Did you just assume her gender?
Yeah, I'm well aware of her gender.
Just making sure. Slippery slope on Twitter.
I understand X-Ray Girl's gender identity intimately.
Can you move the microphone a little closer to your face? People are saying it's annoyingly quiet.
Well, I mean,
there you go.
I don't know. I gotta kind of rework my cable here.
See, this is the shit that makes it so hard to edit sometimes. It's Mark fucking around with his mic.
Well, I mean, okay, guys, I'm trying to speak. I'm sorry, but anyways, what I was trying to say though is I think like even just looking at those games there's a lot of value for Game Pass, and that's not touching any of the Microsoft first party games. It's not touching any of all the other third party games that are on Game Pass, and especially not all of the indie games that. A lot of where they make their money is getting deals from Game Pass. And there's not really a lot of clear information on exactly how people are paid through Game Pass, but apparently some people can get a deal where they get paid per download. So it's almost like we're putting you on Game Pass and people have a no obligation to just download you, but instead of getting $10 for selling a copy of the game, we're going to give you $2 for every download you get. But anyone can download, so you can tell all your family and friends, I guess, hey, everybody, download my game. But I mean, the Bethesda games obviously are up there just because now Microsoft owns Bethesda. But I think the value add is really, really great, what they did here. And lots of those games I would very much recommend playing. There are still some missing ones, though, which means they have a few Bethesda games to add. Notably Evil Within 2 and Doom 2016. Evil Within 2 is really good. I recommend it. Yeah,
that's just incredible titles. I mean, like I said, Game Pass it is amazing, but I think it's painfully under advertised. Like, people, generally speaking, don't know about it.
I think it's when you look at, I don't even know what the numbers are right now, but I remember a few months ago we were looking at, I think it was just before the actual release of Xbox Series X, we were looking at the Game Pass subscribers, and it had absolutely skyrocketed from back in June. So I do think it's really starting to catch on, especially as they add things like this at this level, this type of backlog or this back category of games. But I saw a couple people in the chat saying as well, it's useless if you want new games. I actually think that we're coming to a point that Xbox is very quickly going to be putting like some of their new release games on Game Pass. I think that's a possibility. Like, I think there's a possibility that day one you may have access to things on Game Pass, just the way they've spoken about it and the way that they're promoting Game Pass headed forward. As a PlayStation simp, what's your thoughts about this, Lethal?
I was actually going to ask Mark, how do you feel about this being exclusive now?
To be honest, I don't prefer it from a pragmatic standpoint. I think that good games should be able to be played by as many people as possible. And I think that the culture of consoles having exclusives be their lead weapon, it has led Microsoft to do things like acquire Bethesda. Otherwise, I don't think they would have spent that amount of money buying an entire studio, which is why when people were saying, yeah, there's no way they're going to make Elder Scrolls 6 exclusive, I was kind of thinking like, there's an argument to be made for you can buy it for $70 on PlayStation or just play it for your Game Pass subscription without spending anything. But also, they spent more money. They spent almost twice as much money on Bethesda that Disney spent on Star Wars. So they're going to try to get that value somewhere. And the one thing I do prefer when Microsoft buys a company, though, over PlayStation or Nintendo, even though Nintendo doesn't buy a lot of companies, is at least this guarantees that there will be like PC versions on day one. You'll be able to play it streaming if you're one of the few people who plays your games on your phone streamed. But it's not quite as isolating as if Sony, say, buys Insomniac. That's going to guarantee that there's never going to be an Insomniac game on Xbox, or at least not anytime soon. I don't like it in general, though, because I don't want PlayStation players to not be able to play Doom 3 or the new Doom Eternal 2 or whatever they're going to call it. I sort of want good games to be played by as many people as possible.
Yeah, and there's people in the chat that are saying they already did confirm that. Yeah, I thought I'd heard something to that effect, that the first-party games are going to be on Game Pass day one when they get released. So Elder Scrolls 6, if you have Game Pass, you get it on day one.
See, now people are saying I'm yelling. Am I all of a sudden...
Now you're loud.
You're a little loud.
Oh, my God.
But he was making good points. I didn't want to interrupt him.
Me neither, because I knew it would derail him.
How about now?
You're a tad too hot. A tad too hot.
I think if you just turn the gain down a touch, but leave it that close to your face, I think you'd be good.
We need like an audio mixing guy.
Me and Ryan both were like,
no, we don't. You're the only one who's ever fucked up.
We need an audio mixing guy for me, Ryan. Just for me.
Just for you. I guess, yeah. You are the audio mixing guy.
If it can be an adorable puppy, that's a bonus.
Put the mic in your mouth, says in the zone. Yeah, just put it in your mouth. Be done.
Well,
and I'm actually a little bit salty that because I'm more of a PlayStation guy, so I'm not going to get to play the new Elder Scrolls. That fucking sucks.
Well, luckily it won't come out till like 2027. So, but yeah, the way I thought about it, once we had heard all those things about, these things coming to Game Pass, I was wondering if maybe they were still going to publish these things on PlayStation. Because let's be real, that is a massive install base.
Yeah.
And you're talking, the bottom line, they want to make money. We all know that selling consoles doesn't necessarily make money. That's not very profitable for them. But what is profitable is, when you get something on Game Pass, get subscribers to Game Pass, and we can have software sales like that to PlayStation. So I thought maybe that'll be the incentive. Get people to sub to Game Pass because it's a great deal, a great value, and you get these games. You don't have to pay $60, $70 for it. You're just paying your monthly fee, but still sell those $70 games to PlayStation players for Elder Scrolls 6. However, the newest quotes out of there definitely seem like that will not be the case. Speaking as part of tonight's lengthy Xbox and Bethesda roundtable, Phil Spencer chose to address the issue directly. I see it in the community. I listen to the podcast and all the questions. Oh, maybe this one, guys. So I'm going to try to be as clear as I can because I just think it's fair. I like how he says I'm going to be as clear as I can and then kind of
not clear at all.
Plays a word game. Obviously, I can't sit here and say every Bethesda game is an Xbox exclusive because we know that's not true. There's contractual obligations that we're going to see through. We have games that exist on other platforms. We're going to continue to support those games on the platforms they're on. There's communities of players. We love these communities and we'll continue to invest. Even in the future, there might be either contractual things or legacy on different platforms that we'll go do. Now, that part of the statement to me, Mark was talking about it earlier. We know they have a couple things that are coming exclusive on PS5 or on PlayStation, at least timed exclusives in some cases, right, Mark? Ghostwire Tokyo, right?
Yes, Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop are the ones that are going to be coming out on PlayStation first, which I think is interesting because we might have two games this year that come out exclusive for PlayStation or timed exclusive with a Microsoft logo in front of them. Or at least on the box or something, because now Microsoft owns that company, so I don't know how exactly that's going to work. But I think, and Starfield, I think, is probably the wild card, because that one, it's like, is that going to be exclusive? Or do they have a deal in place with PlayStation? I heard a little while ago that they were actually shopping Starfield for exclusivity and talked to Sony about it as well. So there was a chance that Starfield might have been either a timed exclusive or just a full-out PlayStation exclusive. But obviously that's not really happening now that Microsoft has bought Bethesda wholesale. But again, I think some of the people in the chat seem to not be clear on my stance on this. If it were up to me, nothing would be exclusive, flat out nothing. I don't think that a Spider-Man movie should be exclusive to a Sony Blu-ray player. I think that's a ridiculous concept. Everyone thinks that's a ridiculous concept for movies, but for some reasons, everyone's okay with it when it comes to games. I just said I understand why they did it. And of the three companies, if I was going to say I would be less upset about one buying one, it would be Microsoft, because they still at least release games on multiple platforms. And that's sort of what
my question is,
I'm not
where
giving
does
them a pass. I'm not saying, it's fine.
Where does the exclusives end? Does that mean that, Coke can't sell Coke because, everybody can sell Coke because it just exists? Where does the exclusivity end? If you own a company and you own a brand, then if you have the right to make it exclusive to your brand,
if they made Coke exclusive to McDonald's and you couldn't get
there's
Coca-Cola,
a lot of places that are exclusive. They have exclusive contracts.
You could only get Coke at McDonald's.
Okay, but
if you had to go to McDonald's to drink a Coke,
that's my point.
That would be a little weird.
But my point is where does exclusivity end? You're just open it up to everybody, but where's the line of where it's not available to everybody?
I think that if we got to just keep talking about video games, because if you're expanding it out to food, it's going to get way too complicated.
But that's the point, is that so if Nintendo creates an IP with their infrastructure and their money and their talent, but they're not allowed. You have to put it on every platform.
Not that they're not allowed. That they would allow people, if they wanted to say port Super Mario World, a game from almost 30 years ago now, to PC for $20 and make Nintendo money. I don't see a reason why they have to be no, they have to be on Nintendo platforms only.
Because it works for their business model.
But that's the only reason. What I mean is there's no real functional reason, and
business models
like,
working for a business to be successful is a pretty good
Jeremy,
reason.
But like if you just say because business works that way, then you can't complain about anything as long as it makes money.
No, I'm saying let the individual business do what they want. So if Microsoft put the money out to purchase Bethesda, and then they say, we have a specific console and we want to make this available on our console because we took our resources and purchased this IP, that is a good business decision if they think it works for them. However, if their focus is more about the IPs and the brands getting out there to more people and less about the console, because as a company, they lose money on consoles, then open it up. It's all about what works best for the individual company, and Xbox has a different business model than Nintendo, and vice versa.
Yeah, yes, so I know, but from a functional standpoint, I think the only reason we accept that as gamers is because that's how it's been done. Whereas almost every other media product, media is not exclusive to a specific brand of hardware. That's my point. It's only video games that does that, and that's the part that I find ridiculous. So now, I'm not saying that they can't design something for...
Why can't I use iMessage?
Let me finish my point, Jeremy.
Why can't I use iMessage?
I don't agree with that either.
But
I think you should be.
You said it only happens in video game. I want to use iMessage right now. Why can't I?
Well, okay. So
because Apple
you found another arbitrary exclusive media that I also don't agree with. Congratulations.
But
I'm saying
the point is,
video games
it's not realistic.
Okay, but also iMessage is a program, not a media product. Video games are media products the way movies, books, music are. But they're much closer to movies, books, and music than they are to a messenger software. Even though they're software, sure, but like there's still things that often have a story and like, you know, things that you can experience. So I don't see a reason why, if you have a machine that is powerful enough to run that media content, I don't think you should arbitrarily have to buy another thing that does the same thing in order to watch that specific media product. Like I said, the best example is if you had to buy a Sony Blu-ray player to watch a Spider-Man film. If that was just the way things are, people would be like, well, obviously Sony wants to sell their Blu-ray players. But like in the world we live in now, looking at that, you're just like, well, that's ridiculous. Like, why can't I watch Spider-Man on my Panasonic Blu-ray player or my LG Blu-ray player? Like, we just accept it in video games, and that's the part that I think is silly. Now, I'm not saying that they can't design, or that they shouldn't be allowed to design a game specifically for a platform primarily, but then I think especially if another company wants to say, hey, we'll pay you a licensing fee to make a port of this game for this slightly different hardware, and then give you most of the money that it makes, but we're just doing it because we want to do it. I don't think that a company should be like, no, we're keeping it on our platform, because it's like, well, that just means that fewer people can play that game. Like, I don't agree with the mentality of like exclusive content being the reason to buy hardware, because I think hardware should be sold based on its value, functionality, or power. It should be a mix of those three things. The Switch has functionality. It's portable. That's something that a PlayStation doesn't do.
And value.
Because
I can't play. Can you play Super Mario Odyssey anywhere else?
Well, that's exclusive software, Jeremy. That's not hardware.
That
value.
That
I'd argue
value,
the Switch is a tad, but
that adds value.
I mean, like price. Okay.
It still adds value. People
okay,
are
then
buying the
affordability, Jeremy. Cool. It is what I meant by value. Okay, so affordability, functionality, and power. I think that hardware should be a mix of those three things. A GTX 3090 is very powerful, but it's not super affordable, and it's not very functional in that it only acts as a video card for a PC. Consoles in general are pretty affordable for what they do. So affordability is the reason you should buy consoles. And functionality is the reason you should buy things like a Nintendo Switch, because it performs a unique function that makes that hardware valuable. I do not think that is necessarily required for games, a specific software to be locked to hardware in order to make the hardware valuable. That's my point.
So my question is, should I not offer premium content for $10 a month on the website? I should just make it available for everybody.
I mean, that's a little different.
Why? I mean, why can't I? What's holding me
because
back?
there's no hardware associated with it, Jeremy. You're not saying, well, I'm going to make exclusive content for Android phones on Geeks and Gamers.
Right, but so why do I put it behind the paywall? I mean, anybody could watch
but
it. All I have
that's
to do
them
is make it
paying
available.
you for their content. I'm not saying that Xbox shouldn't be allowed to offer Game Pass for a monthly subscription, or Nintendo shouldn't be allowed to sell games. I'm saying that locking it to a device is the part that sucks, because you have to then own that specific device in order to run a function that other devices you already own can do.
Isn't that part of business?
It would be like a food item that can only stay good in a specific type of fridge,
or a food item that's only sold in the restaurant that creates the food.
You're right. I brought up that analogy. And I didn't want to,
I mean, so why should TGI Fridays be able to sell a TGI Fridays cheese stick? Why can't all restaurants sell the cheese stick? It doesn't make sense. Like, if the business created it, the business should be able to sell it exclusively.
I think that if your business is making hardware, you should work on making your hardware valuable, not saying you can only use this software on our hardware in order to create artificial value by just saying, yeah, there's a piece of code in this software.
Everything is artificial in that theory. Everything's artificial. Your job is to create a product that your customer wants.
I don't think people should have to buy 5 plastic boxes that all do the same thing, okay? That's all I'm really saying. I think that if you have a gaming system that can run video games well, you should not have to buy 5 of them in order to play all the games. You should just be able to run games on whatever hardware you have that is capable of running it.
I just don't think that's a realistic business model.
Okay, then here, tell me what, Jeremy, let PlayStation then sell me an $800 card that I can put in my PC that'll let me play PS5 games. I would buy that over a PS5.
And if the market determined that people would buy that in record numbers and make Sony record profits, they would probably do it. You think Sony's just like, hey,
but they don't.
We could make a lot of money
I
at this.
guarantee you
We just
people
don't want
would.
to.
But my point is, I don't want to have like a billion things hooked up that all do the same thing. Like I have to have. I could pan over to
That's the market of ideas.
I have a table
and you
here
have
of
to
consoles and shit that I all have connected capture cards
that's
that I could just capture footage of on my PC much easier if I could just run them all through the computer.
If there's no competition, you're going to water down products. The wrestling business taught us this.
But there is competition. It's just I'm saying that specific type of competition sucks because it involves you having to buy a whole bunch of things that do the same thing.
Are video games breaking records like they've never broken before?
Oh my god.
I'm asking from a profit standpoint, are video games selling better than they've ever sold before?
You broke him.
He's broken.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know. I think he's done.
Did he leave?
Yeah.
He's got to go beat up his fiance.
You
radicalized him.
Radicalized. All right. Well, I guess we're moving on now.
Yeah. So anyway, good job, Jeremy. You ran off the person who's best equipped to talk about this stuff.
Oh well, got to do what you got to do.
So
these things happen.
Continuing on with this question, and just to be clear, where I stand on all this is like, I get it. Like I understand why exclusives exist. I wish that they didn't. I wish I could just play, but I get the business aspect of it. But the thing is, there will come a point in time in the same way that streaming services are now becoming, where it used to be awesome to have Netflix. You might have Netflix and Hulu, whatever. Now, if you want to watch everything, you're going to have Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Paramount Plus, CBS All Access, like all these other things that are going to reach a point where a lot of people are kind of fucking fed up with it. And what I feel like this Bethesda thing is, because we've been used to for Xbox, Microsoft to have, these 2 exclusives that people really care about. Halo and Gears of War. Sony.
Halo's the big one for me. Like, I love Halo. Like, I adore the Halo, the Bungie era stuff. I wish that I could just chuck in the new Halo game on my PlayStation and play it, but that's just not the way it is, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, getting back to the whole thing about what I was saying earlier about, like, Mark is the person that was fighting for this, Game Pass for a while. And I would argue that Xbox is, kind of, if you look at the landscape of Switch, PlayStation and everything, like Xbox just seems to always be lagging behind. But my God, man, like Xbox, like Game Pass offers incredible opportunities for everything that Xbox is building. And with this Bethesda situation, man, like, holy shit, it's just crazy.
I don't know if lagging behind's the best way. I get what you mean, but it's probably not the best way to put it, because, like, what does PlayStation have to compete with Game Pass?
They're working on their PlayStation Plus now, or whatever the fuck it is. But
I remember that, but that does not look even half as good.
No. Yeah, absolutely. But you look at what they have. What do they have? They have God of War. They have the Uncharted games. They have The Last of Us. But
you know, they have you know, several franchises that are exclusive to Sony that they have built up. What this thing with Bethesda is, adding that to Game Pass, this could be a start of like true exclusive wars, where we're used to maybe 10% of the gaming that's not Nintendo, right? 10% of these games that get out there are exclusive to one or the other. We may be looking at where you might have to only be able to play 50% if you have one console. That's what I think this is the start of, which I don't like. You know, I do not like that. And I think that's more where I think Mark is kind of coming from, seeing what this potentially means. Now, Microsoft could just fucking buy Sony, to be honest with you. They got enough money to do it. But
the idea of something like Elder Scrolls and Fallout being console exclusive, that's a trip in itself.
Yeah, I agree. Like, because there's people that have played, you know, all the Elder Scrolls games across all these PlayStation platforms. You know what I mean? So, and now Elder Scrolls 6 is likely to be played or Microsoft exclusive.
But at the same,
go ahead. No, go
I
ahead.
was just going to say, at the same time, it's kind of a Chad move from Microsoft, because everyone's going to want to fucking play the next Elder Scrolls and Fallout and all that type of stuff. So you got to get an Xbox then.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it's interesting.
I mean, I was looking at the game stuff. I was just looking at the list of Game Pass games, like right before we went live, and it is truly incredible. Now, what does Game Pass run per year? What is it? If I wanted a Game Pass per year, was it like $100 or something like that?
What is it? $15 a month? I guess I don't know what a full year would be. Xbox.
It's got to be like 100, maybe 110 or something like that.
12 months. It's Game Pass Ultimate. $120. $120.
Yeah. So
a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's unbelievable value, dude.
That's two games.
But they don't market this good enough. They don't do it. It's kind of like the Wii U. Like, they didn't market it. It was a terrible marketing idea. If they could get the word out better to the normies, obviously gamers know about it. But I'm saying the normies don't know about this. This is literally Netflix for video games.
I know you're saying that, but you've also been saying that for like 6 months on this stream, and in those 6 months we've seen like subs double, triple. For Game Pass.
Absolutely. But if you look at if you take the temperature of the gaming industry, does PlayStation not still have the overall juice, the overall narrative?
I feel like they kind of dominate the headlines, if you know what I mean. Like, they seem to be, even when they're falling behind, they seem to be kind of staying in front. Like, they're more popular, even when Xbox is doing stuff that's probably better.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, we've been talking about this. They have had a different idea. They have been focused on growing Game Pass and building their catalogs. That is what I think we're going to continue to see. But here's this quote from Phil Spencer that kind of gives somewhat specifics before we got off on our tangent. But if you're an Xbox customer, Spencer continued, the thing I want you to know is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ships on platforms where Game Pass exists. And that's our goal. That's why we're doing this. That's the root of this partnership that we're building. And the creative capability we'll be able to bring the market for Xbox customers is going to be the best it's ever been for Xbox after we're done here. So delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists. That was him being clear about it.
I just saw your message, Lethal. So Mara got her. Oh, God, it was sweet. All right, my bad. I got distracted by that. So Nico lit up the chat last week for Mara, simping for Mara, so I had to get her an Elgato because of that. So
nice. Yeah, so platforms where Game Pass exists, that is their focus, creating exclusive content. Like they said, I think that everything that they have out right now, like in the works with these agreements, will become a multi-platform. Other than that, it definitely makes it sound like everything else will be exclusive to PC and Xbox.
Am I loud now?
You were when you came in, because whenever you like fucking start talking again, your stupid ass mic.
It's this ridiculous camera and microphone. This is what
happens. This is what happens when a man loses touch with his roots, right? Jeremy built his brand before he was on alt-right, networks connected to Alex Jones or something. He built his brand with a $75 webcam and a $150 microphone, right?
Now I'm way too big now.
Yeah, now he's acting all fucking fancy and shit. Look at his dumbass dark background. Look at him.
Look at that. Look at him.
See, he's like one of these dudes. He's just gotten way too big.
He's too
not
Hollywood.
In touch. Yeah, he's not in touch with the reality.
Way too Hollywood.
So, all right. But let's move on and read some super chats here. Wiki, I read that one. Stainless Steel Rat becomes a channel member. Thank you, Stainless Steel Rat. Liberty or Death for 5. Would love to get into a For Honor tournament with the G&G squad. Uche would have flashbacks of Jaguars L's. That's pretty good. I never played For Honor. Did you, Lethal?
No, I got a friend that plays it, and it's still being updated to this day. That's one of those games that's gone through a lot.
Yeah, I remember people talking a ton about that.
The other day, ago, I guess. The other day, I was when we had Uche on. I said Uche actually finished 9th the other day in Mario Kart, but there were only 9 people racing. So,
did he really?
Yeah, I don't know. I was just taking shots at him. So.
He was bragging when he got 9th. He corrected me when I said, "What'd you get? Fucking 11th?" He's like 9th because he was proud of that. So. Mark Schaefer for 5. Do you think narrative is starting to change due to news dying? I think there's a lot of things going on in culture right now. I think people are moving away from traditional media. I think they're embracing different sources of news, whether that's all digital mediums, whether that's YouTube channels, all these different things. People are consuming a lot more and a lot more diverse content than they ever did before. So I think a lot of the mainstream, and it's a good thing. And I think a lot of the mainstream traditional outlets, we've seen newspapers dying for a long time. Well, now those mainstream sources that kind of replace newspapers for a lot of people, they're starting to die. So you're seeing an evolution.
Yep.
Darth Gavel for $5. # we stand with the fandom menace. Thank you, Darth Gavel.
Man, people freaked out. Like I saw again.
It's better now.
Better. Okay. No. The Spurgs, the typical Spurgs. When I talked about that fandom menace, and I don't really have anything to do with the fandom menace. Of course, the Spurgs freaked out because of course they did. But at the end of the day, look, the fandom menace is an awesome thing. Obviously, I did a lot of promoting of that and everything, but everything kind of shifts, and I've just seen a lot of people that have kind of gotten into it. When something doesn't have leadership or a clear vision, it can be polluted by nonsensical weirdos, and it's just one of these things. Like, I have nothing against the fandom menace, but there are people in the fandom menace that I just have no use for at all, and I don't feel like answering them at all.
Yeah, there you go. Now
kind of whatever.
Yeah, I hear you. We do have Mark back, which is perfect for this next super chat, which is $20 from Devil Eyed Elvis, donating to get RGB lighting for Mark's cyborg components. That would be interesting.
I've got RGB lighting.
That's what I'm missing from here is the lighting behind me, which is what because I actually called Mark.
Whoa!
I called Mark like 2 months ago.
Show you something, Ryan.
But see, so I called Mark 2 months ago, and I'm like, "How do you get your setup like that?" And now you've got a Canon. What do you have?
Canon HS70, I think. Oh, sorry. I'm not forgetting the brand.
You're freaking me out.
EOS ADD. Sorry, I was thinking of the my headset is.
Well, see, so this piece of shit, this webcam right here, I have to put like lights all around to make it look decent. Okay, but this M50, I literally only need 2 ring lights, and then using the lights from my computer screen. When I called Mark and asked him about that, he's like, I basically just used the lights from my computer screen. I'm like, what?
Well, no, that's like my key light. Like, it's why anytime here, if I maximize like a dark mode window, I'll all of a sudden be like in darkness more so than before. But like the background light is, I use Philips Hue lights, and that's why I was able to control them with my phone. And that's how they get colored. If I turned on the like actual light for the room, it would just look like a normal room.
Yeah.
Whenever I move out of California and get my new place, like that, I gotta take some time and set it up like that. For now, it's just too complicated. I'll put up the new Zack Snyder sign.
It's not too complicated. You've got shit everywhere that you can't move.
No,
really
it's just
bad.
I don't want to like rearrange this.
You
entire
should
place
make
and take all that
you
time.
should make your background. You should take that picture and make that a Patreon exclusive. You would get a lot of fucking money, dude. Like you would get
No,
a
I
lot of
wouldn't.
money. Yeah, you
No,
would.
I would not.
Yeah,
You
because
would
me
get-
and Lethal can fucking hype that up big time. Listen,
Get those hoarder shows with like the picker shows. People
Yeah.
will come through just to pick through your stuff, like because there's probably a fucking
That's
gold
my
bar in
shit.
there.
That's my shit. I ain't giving that to anybody. Nobody
have
can
you
take
seen
my
it, Mark?
shit.
Have you seen it?
Sorry, seen what?
What's not on in Ryan's camera view?
Oh, the Justice League.
No. Like what's over there? Like
He's
his
talking
Mountain
about my
Dew,
mess. He's talking about my
Mountain Dew
mess.
pizza boxes,
Was
animals.
that what was visible in the propaganda video?
Oh, if they had that photo, it would be game over, man.
No, I guess not.
No. But it's funny because I did see people talking about how messy Ryan's room was.
Well,
Who said that?
Somebody in the comments they were talking about if you listen to Jordan Peterson, clean up that room, son, or something like that.
well, we're under Jordan Peterson in the puppeteer list too, like the flow chart there. Which that was the only thing that they're like, yeah, no, like Jordan Peterson leads to Geeks and Gamers, and then here I am reading his new book, and I'm like,
The other 5 rules for life, or the other 12.
Other 12,
whatever it is.
yeah. That's all right so far. I'm like about 4 chapters in.
A baker's dozen rule for life. Your Muslim uncle for $5 for Lethal. It's a Saturday night. I have no date. A 2-liter bottle of Shasta and my All Rush mixtape. Let's rock.
Hell yeah, I can get down with that.
Why is Lethal not running with his Justice League picture, the Lethal Lightning Justice League picture that's going? Come on, man, let's get the hype going. This is the last Gaming with Geek stream before you're going to see the Snyder Cut, Lethal.
I said that on my stream. I said like this is like the end of an era. Like this time next week, we'll be living in a post Snyder Cut world. Like the dates are gonna change and shit.
Yeah,
It's gonna be fucking crazy. But I guess I can get that.
I think the idea of making your bed is so like dumb.
Are you fucking
I
serious?
see people
dude?
in chat. Yeah,
I kind of agree with Ryan on that one. I think actually if you spent any time in the military and making your bed turns into this like mandatory arbitrary chore that you have to do every day to like a ridiculous standard of quality, it really loses its luster fast. Because you're just like, all this is doing, I'm gonna get home and then unmake the bed anyways, so
No.
the hijabi gamers in the chat, and she was unsubscribed to the channel.
What the hell?
So everyone say hello to the hijabi gamer.
hey, Bobby Gamer.
Dude, like her videos have been so on point. We had her on last week. She took up for Ryan and Geeks and Gamers, and I love her takes on everything. I haven't watched her whole video yet, but apparently she went ahead and finally watched The Last Jedi. I haven't watched that video yet, but yeah, hijabi gamer's fantastic. Love having her on.
Yep. I saw Hijabi Gamer put out a video. I stand with RK Outpost. That was pretty awesome. I retweeted it, got a lot of attention. So hopefully you picked up even a few more subs. She's like 2,500 or something now.
Heck yeah.
I actually thought about her the other day because I found my Destiny Age of Triumph t-shirt, which there's certain things in Destiny when you make when you get a certain amount of accomplishments in the game, you can like go on the website and then basically earn the ability to pay them for a T-shirt that has like your gamer tag on it, and like you can only get the T-shirt if you've done certain accomplishments in the game. And I found mine. It says Mark the Cyborg on it. I was like, oh, I haven't seen this shirt in a while, and I was just talking to someone who's a huge Destiny fan. That's awesome.
There you go.
Yeah, she's like hardcore Destiny fan. So we're gonna have to get her on for one of our gaming streams on Premium at some point. She's great. And Lethal does have his Justice League Lethal Lightning.
Fuck yeah.
Now.
I got an RKO one I need to put on there.
Yeah, you do. Like there was like 3 made and you didn't put yours on. So the other 2
Bro, I'm fucking busy as shit. I don't even have time to make my bed, Jordan B.
Free
Peterson.
clicks, Ryan. Free clicks. I listened to you the other day where you're like, I am very active on Twitter.
So just stand straight with your shoulders back.
I said that?
You did say that.
Wait a minute.
Why would
Mark,
I say that?
Mark, was that your Jordan Peterson?
It's pretty easy to do a Jordan Peterson impression. All you really have to do is Kermit the Frog, okay there, bucko?
Yep. And say, can you say, wash your dick?
No.
Oh, okay.
You made Mark break character.
Jeff fell.
Not making your bed.
Imagine making it, just have to unmake it again. It's dumb as fuck. It's like closing a drawer. Like, you open your drawer to get your fucking underwear and socks or whatever. Imagine closing that drawer knowing that you're just going to have to open it again the next day.
I can follow you on the bed making. I can follow you on the bed making. I'm not following you on the not closing the drawers thing. Like, you can walk into the drawer.
Every drawer open on my dresser.
Yeah.
If you walk by your cabinet, though, you can like trip on the drawer if it's like a lower one.
It's not over there.
I'm about to subvert expectations. I'm subverting expectations, and I'm siding with Mark on this one. I can't get behind the leaving drawers open. That's just what kind of fucking radical? Who's radicalized you to this point?
It's funny when it's very obvious when I have done any kind of cooking or anything in the kitchen, because literally every cabinet that I had to get something out of remains open.
Oh my god.
Chat, yes or no? Do you stand with Ryan on leaving drawers open? Yes or no in the chat?
That's fucked up.
Yeah. That's
you guys
next level.
Bitch made,
listen,
honestly.
Ryan, I've heard Ryan say a lot of horrible things on private phone calls. But this is where I draw the line. Leaving drawers open, the chat's completely against you, Ryan.
Ryan's basically like that messy gay friend we all have.
Now Ryan's gonna have to leave the stream. Just leave the stream, Ryan. Just get out of here. So,
most gay people I know are super neat.
I don't know. There's always one gay dude that's messy as fuck. And I reckon that's Ryan.
Yeah, it must be.
No, fuck this.
All right. Jeremy's gone now. Jeff fell for $10. Shout out to you all. Keep up the great content. I know. Well, Jeremy's not here. He says he's gonna hate this, so I'll wait to read that. To Tim for $2. Stubbs the zombie is back, baby.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
There you go. And there's Yellow Flash's Snyder Cut Blu-ray comment. Thank you, Flash. Darkside Droids for $5. Ripa is live talking about you guys right now in the whole BS rewriting Ripley slander situation. I've seen a couple people post that in the chat. That's awesome. Hail Young Ripa. He was in my comments when I did my video yesterday morning, and an awesome dude. We're proud to be associated with Young Ripa. It's crazy that Young Ripa would associate with alt-right white supremacists like us, according to rewriting Ripley. But yeah,
what happened with Ripa?
He's just doing a stream
worst
right
fucking
now.
white supremacist I've ever met in my life.
Talking about the hate. He's streaming right now talking about the hate piece.
Yeah, it was cool last night. Krista and X-Ray Girl rated him like at the same time on Twitch, and he was at that time he was getting a shit ton of gifted subs. Like he was getting overwhelmed like Krista was the other day. Like his chat was insane. He's like, "What the fuck's going on?" And then Krista rated him.
MLB.
He was playing NBA 2K. And then X-Ray Girl, and then he goes, "You mother." He was starting to say it, but he didn't. And then he was getting lit up. But yeah, Ripa, you're gonna see Ripa on Geeks and Gamers. Like we're gonna be having him. He'll start making some weekly videos for the channel, and we're looking forward to it. Go ahead, Mark.
I was playing Doom Eternal just while watching X-Ray Girls, or having her Twitch stream kind of going in my second monitor, and I didn't even realize that it had switched over, but because they rated him, Young Ripa came on, and while I was like just killing demons and stuff, I found myself smiling because Ripa sounded so happy about like the raids and everything, and he was speaking so nicely about them. I was like, this is oddly pleasant. Let me tear this imp's head off.
Jeff fell while you were gone, Jeremy. Send a super chat. Shout out to y'all. Keep up the great content. I know you hate compliments, Jeremy, but big fan and wish you even more success. Similar path like Dave Portnoy and Barstool from Jersey, Jeff.
Thank you. And yeah, I mean, look, that's where we're trying to head. You know, it's yeah, I said it on the show we did yesterday with Siobhan and Uche and Krista, and you know, we just had a lot. If you look back like 3 or 4 years ago, I would have never imagined we'd be where we are today. So I can only imagine where we'll potentially be in 5 years from now with the platform we already have. And it's crazy, man. It is unbelievable how far we've come. And Barstool is what I've really tried to focus on emulating from a geek perspective. So I'm getting a little bit of background or echo. Anybody else hearing that?
I hear it a little
Ryan
bit.
doesn't close his fucking drawers.
God damn
Yeah,
it.
that's nothing to do
Ryan.
with that.
Piece of
Bouncing
shit.
off Ryan's drawers.
Has zero to do with it. My drawers, in fact, if you knew anything, you'd know that the clothes that were in there would actually dampen the sound and make less of an echo. That's why I sound so good, Lethal. That's why I don't sound like I'm in a fucking prison asylum like you with your fucking drawers closed.
Make your bed, bitch.
That ain't happening. Veer for $5. Live stream last night was great. Cheers to Jeremy and the rest of the team. Much love. Thank you, Veer. We appreciate that.
Yeah, it was good stuff. You know, I might go live later tonight on Geeks and Gamers. I need to get that 300K stream in the books, so I might do that later tonight. And then obviously we've got the Mario Kart stream tomorrow and Sports Wars tomorrow, so we got a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Leo Slayer of SJWs for $5. Mark, I got spoiled on something that will happen on Attack on Titan tomorrow. Will you let this happens? No, he didn't put it. He says, we'll let you know what it was on Monday. Hey, Jeremy, you caught up yet?
Season 3, part 1, I'm done with.
Oh, you're pretty close.
Motherfucker, it's so good. And I'm obsessed with the season 3 opening music. At first, it's such a drastic change, you know, because they changed the opening theme up, you know.
It's like a ballad. Or like,
yes.
It's really quiet.
Yeah. And at first I was like, I don't really like this. It's kind of a change in the tone and everything, but now I've heard it so much and I fucking love it. And yeah, the show's incredible, man. It really is. It's the best stuff I've seen.
Lethal has some thoughts on the intro for season 4.
Nope, I don't want to know nothing. I don't want to know nothing. I don't want to know nothing.
No, it's
I don't want to know nothing.
It's just a meme from the
I'm
show
about to leave like Mark did for real too. Fuck this. Don't fuck with me on this show. I don't want to know shit.
We're talking about a song, not anything with concept.
Angel
When's
grunts.
Ryan gonna start?
Never. Angel grunts for as soon as I make my bed. Angel grunts for $5 says, "Don't be surprised if Elder Scrolls and Fallout are not simply Xbox exclusives, but Game Pass exclusives, meaning you won't be able to buy them at all."
I highly doubt that. Like
that'd be an interesting shift.
I don't know. I really don't think they do that because it would basically mean that there is no physical copies of those games also. So like anyone in like South America would just flat out not be able to play them because their internet's not very good.
Yeah. Butter Biscuit.
Chris is correct in the chat. Jeremy got mad at me for spoilers, even though there weren't spoilers. She was trying to say something. I'm like, shut up.
Armin has blonde hair.
Bro, what the fuck?
Mark, I'm about to bring up the fucking argument again if you want to keep going. Damn it.
Domino's Pizza.
I needed a couple minutes to go cuddle puppies. I'm good now.
You didn't want to be radicalized. Domino's Pizza for $3. Hey, Ryan, your pizza will be 15 minutes late today.
What the fuck?
Everyone talks about how Ryan's this horrible asshole, and technically they're correct. But honestly, he did buy me a pizza one night.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
I've just lost respect for Ryan.
Did I like send you money and be like, get a pizza?
Yeah.
Oh, I do. I do remember that. I do remember that now. You're right. Yeah. I buy so much pizza, you know.
I get a pizza.
I do remember that now.
Still an asshole though.
Yeah, whatever. Butter Biscuit for $2. You have to go to Taco Bell for Baja Blast. I go to Taco Bell for the food, not for the drinks. But yeah, you're right, Butter Biscuit. To Tim for $5. If Nintendo did bring games to PC, it would most likely be on a Nintendo website.
Like a browser-based game, or you mean they would have their own storefront?
Not sure.
Because honestly, I'd have no problem with any company making their own storefronts. Like if they want to sell games through their own like PC platform. I don't think it's a good idea usually because that's a lot of back end stuff that they actually have to get together. And I mean, Nintendo especially isn't the best with like internet based stuff. So usually going with an established platform like Steam is a lot easier. But I mean, if say PlayStation was like, we're bringing all our games to PC, but we're going to have it on like the PlayStation Store, just you can now go on PlayStation Store on PC, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. Knee Switch for €5. Exclusives are okay as long as there's enough competition. Steam, Epic, Xbox Pass, Place is PL3. What is that? Not much competition, but it's still competition.
Yeah, my issue with Epic, the way they do exclusives, is they make games that they make games that they don't have anything to do with exclusive by just being like, here's a bunch of money to not offer this game on Steam. I have no problem with them making Fortnite exclusive. If they ever made another Unreal Championship game, which I might actually play, or Unreal Tournament, if they made that exclusive, that would be their game. So on their own platform, that makes sense. Just like, I mean, the Half-Life games are exclusive on Steam, although they're on Xbox and PlayStation as well, I suppose. But yeah, no, I don't know. But like with PC exclusivity, I'm not as pissed if it's a first party exclusive. Second party exclusives though, it's like, come on, that's just kind of a dick move.
Mark privately told me that he thinks Fortnite's a better game than Half-Life 2.
No, I don't. That is absolutely false.
Have you even ever played Fortnite? And I don't mean that like to take credibility.
Yeah,
away
no,
from your
actually, yes, I have.
You have?
Yeah,
I played it like once and I hated it.
Exactly. I think we were talking about this actually with the structure editing. I was in like a one-on-one. I was in a one-on-one.
That's right.
With,
right.
Like,
I
the
remember
last
that
guy,
now.
and he just kept on like building a tower, and I'm just fucking fight me. Like,
yeah, I hate builders. They're trash.
And to be clear, I have nothing against Fortnite. I mean, I'm fine. It's a hugely popular, successful game. We play it on Twitch. Lethal and Jay and Ords have been playing it every weekend. So I have no problem with the game. It's just not really my cup of tea. But honestly, though, the Battle Royale template hasn't been my cup of tea either. But I really do enjoy Warzone. So I mean,
you thought you hated Warzone for a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then you played it and you like it.
Yeah,
I still think, honestly, my favorite Battle Royale to play is still Apex Legends. Though I kind of wish we played that more.
When's that coming to Switch?
Isn't it on Switch now?
Is it on Switch now?
When's crossplay active is the better.
Yeah, crossplay.
Is it not already? I thought it was.
I'm not sure. It might be. It might be. I have no problem trying. Yeah, this is only
Blue Eyed Scorpio. If Blue Eyed Scorpio is in the chat, he would know. He plays Apex all the time.
But I mean, I'm still willing to try Apex Legends. Obviously, I'm a big Titanfall fan and a Respawn fan, and it's not completely like Titanfall, but it's enough within that world to where I can connect to it.
Yeah.
Jobby Gamer says yes. Apex is on Switch.
You go, Miss Martin Muses for $1 with a rose super sticker. Thank you, Teresa. Mar Creation Studios for $2. Please have Hijabi Gamer on more often.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, she did great last weekend.
She was awesome.
I love when she was like, just so you know, Uche, I'm African too. And he's like, oh shit. Liberty or Death for $5. When Sony gives me Dark Cloud and Ratchet and Clank, I'll care about Bethesda staying exclusive. Sony has destroyed companies by exclusivity. There you go.
I think that the bigger issue with old games like Dark Cloud is backwards compatibility. I think Sony needs to get better about that because there's games that are just stranded on their old hardware. Even actually my my God of War video, I just realized that the only God of War games that you can play and buy right now without like getting used copies of things are God of War 3 and Dad of Boy, like the new one. That's really it. Every single other God of War game, it's just lucky that I already owned them and had a PlayStation 3. Otherwise, I would have had a hell of a time capturing the footage for the video I'm making.
Looking forward to that. Pizza Hut's here. Pizza Hut
for $3. Ryan, you never call anymore. That's how I know you're a fucking troll, because I literally had Pizza Hut last week. So it's fucked up. I eat a lot of Pizza Hut, a lot of Domino's, a lot of Papa John's. In fact, after Papa John was trending the other day, all that did was make me go to Papa John's.
No, I am looking forward to Mark's God of War video. That's going to be really, really good. How long do you anticipate? Do you have an estimate? How long do you think it's going to be?
This week is my March break leave, and next week I'm having another one of those procedures on my leg that keeps me in a wheelchair for like 4 straight days. So basically, I've got 2 weeks essentially to just work on it hard, and I've started Data Boy, so I'm on like the last game. And I'm not very far into it now. I just met the first like dwarven blacksmith guy. But I'm basically going to just be marathoning it, hopefully for the next 3-4 days, and then beat it, and then finish my script and start editing. It's probably going to take me like a solid 3 hours to record the audio for it, though. It's already like the longest script I've ever written, and I still haven't written anything about God of War 3 or Data Boy or the conclusion. And I have to call it Data Boy because there's 2 games in the freaking series called God of War. Like, I don't know why they didn't give the new God of War a subtitle of some kind. Like, call it God of War
PS4.
Valhalla or like God of War Vikings or something like that.
I just call it God of War PS4. That's what I call it.
I'm playing it on PS5.
I know, yeah.
Even that's weird.
Spider-Man PS4. If you play that on
it does.
PS5.
It like also God of War with the new 4K 60 patch looks really good on PS5.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
Why is Krista spreading lies and misinformation in the chat? I don't eat grapes. What are you talking about?
Grapes are
Do you,
good. What's wrong
what?
with
You
grapes?
don't eat grapes?
I don't eat grapes. No.
What about
No.
grapes?
No. I eat pizza. Not as much as Ryan, but I do eat pizza a lot because pizza's
Wait.
great. By the way, best pizza place. Go. Chat. Go. Best
Do you
pizza
eat
place.
apples?
I'll drink apple juice. Swig of apple juice for the working man.
If I had to eat any pizza now before I died, it would be Gelsosimo's Pizza, which is there's a couple stores. It's a little chain with like 8 places in Northwest Indiana and Northeast Illinois. That's where I would go. Gelsosimo's, baby.
So speaking of a swig of apple juice, play it, Ryan. There it is in the private chat. Your rage moments. That was
God.
so good. I love this so
I
much.
think Lyndon edited up a bunch of it. Too.
Yeah. We're gonna do another upload to the main channel or the Game One Geeks. I'm not sure which one. But this was Ryan playing Fact Blast and being very frustrated. Have you beat it yet, Mark?
No, I haven't got around to it. I've been too busy with the God of War stuff.
Yeah, I hear you.
I played 6 God of War games in 2 weeks. Like beginning to end too. I didn't like just skim through them.
Right.
Here we go.
I got him! I didn't know where he's going. What is he doing? No. No! Fuck! So hard. Why the fuck? Fuck! Fuck you! My God! Oh, dude. Let me get it over there. Oh, yeah, baby! Fucking stupid ass bitch! Cock-sucking motherfucker! There you go. I beat it.
Oh, God damn it. I love it so much.
I spent an hour playing the game and then 30 minutes on that guy.
When I was watching Ryan play it live and I told him this, he kind of ran through the first 3 or 4 levels relatively easy.
I blitzed through it, yeah.
And I'm like, fuck this. This bitch is not going to beat this game easier than I beat it. And I think he struggled a little more than I did on the final boss, but not by much. I mean, it was pretty damn close. But that final boss, man, I couldn't figure out, like, I finally figured out, like, on those rocks are dropping on the opposite side, you have to jump up, throw the fact, and make it bounce at its highest point. That way you can float it over there. But yeah, man, you guys go check out Fact Blast. T-Rev did a great job, and we are in the early stages of the next video game.
That's true. Where was I? Blue Eyed Scorpio for $2. Why have Coke and Pepsi? They're both soda. Yeah, I don't know. RC Cola.
I don't understand that one.
Blood Scorpions be like, fail. That's why I'm not PewDiePie. So you're gonna say in the chat. Isa M for £2. Have you guys owned a Commodore 64? No, I haven't.
They had one at my high school that I fiddled around with, but I never owned one personally.
There you go. The Enigma Alley for £2. Sony are also putting their games on PC, just saying they're starting to do, I mean, these games, I guess Death Stranding would be like the closest to release, like that they put a game on PC, right?
Death Stranding almost doesn't count because it was more like a licensing deal that made it exclusive, and people I think thought that it was more closer to being a first party exclusive because it used the Decima engine, which is Guerrilla, like the Horizon engine. But Sony doesn't own Kojima, so it was just like we're going to give you a bunch of money to help fund the development of the game, but then release it on our platform first, which is also why a lot of people think that Death Stranding's probably coming to Xbox this year also. But the first real one was Horizon Zero Dawn. That flat out counts because that's like a first party Sony game. But when
that was like 5 years after release, right? Like,
yeah. Well, when Sony buys a company, especially now, like it looks like they're going to start opening up to PC ports more often. But there's no guarantee that a Sony game will ever come to another platform. Whereas at least modern Microsoft is like flat out every single game we make is you can get it on Xbox or PC day one for sure. And that's why of the two, if someone said, hey, I don't know, what's my favorite developer that like isn't owned by anyone? If From Software got bought by someone, I would much prefer From Software got bought by Microsoft than by Sony if they had to be bought by someone. But personally, I prefer that they just remain independent.
Liberty or Death for $5. Xbox isn't Sony. They may keep it off Sony, but they won't keep it off computer. Sony's garbage, it kills company. Well, I don't think anyone was expecting that not to put it on Microsoft computers. You know, I think everyone assumed that it would be, you know, Xbox and PC exclusive, you know, for all of this stuff. Sean Kelly for €5. I think they'll be pulling timed exclusive going forward with most titles. We'll see that, like, they keep kind of revealing stuff, but at the same time not being very specific about it. So I do think there's a chance that they're judging reaction. They're kind of working some things out. We'll see what happens. Her in the Steadfast becomes a channel member. Thank you, Her in the Steadfast. I think you may have renewed your membership. Tito Jackson for $5. EA Sports announced that Madden will be on Nintendo Switch. Do you believe it will be successful in big sports games like NHL appearing on Switch?
Probably not.
Not really. I don't see. I mean, I think you'll have a nice little, you know, bump, but it's not going to move the needle that much for them. I don't think.
But
again. Or go ahead.
While there are sports fans that'll play those games on the go, I think most of that audience likes like kicking back on the couch with a beer, playing with a friend. So I don't think there's a reason why portable sports games tend to not do very well, at least relative to their console counterparts.
Yeah, at the same time, it is a massive install base.
No, yeah, it is. So. It's a massive install base, and you're going to get normie sports gamers in a small dose, but like the people that are sports gamers, they're going to play that on another platform with a better, you know, internet connection and better graphics and a better performance. So I don't see that being a big deal.
Yeah.
Just seems like two different crowds. I just don't picture Nintendo people playing those games.
Yeah, I mean, it's just again, when you're looking at 100 million people out there with it, there's a small group, but again, nobody, including me. If there's a high performing game that's on the Switch and it's on another platform, I'm playing it on the other platform.
I think that the vast majority of people who would play those games, in all likelihood, probably have Switch as a second console. Like they probably have another one. I would think that there's a big portion of Switch owners who also own something else, and that's probably where they buy it. But it doesn't hurt to put it on those for sure.
No, not at all.
Jeremy's cap for $3. Jeremy, wash me, please.
Hey, this is the newer one. Did I freeze up?
Yes.
Oh, that was a good.
Did your camera just die?
I got to fucking switch the battery down.
That's what I fucking thought. Josh for £2. We need to see Jeremy talk to Snyder on the stream. We'll see, Josh.
I'll get to that in just a minute. I'll be right back.
Geeky Pixie for $5. I'm so hyped for the Snyder Cut. I took a selfie dressed as Batman. Let's go. Tomorrow I'll be playing Ghost of Tsushima Raid Part 2 with Mark the Cyborg. Mark with a K Cyborg. Tune in. Thank you, Geeky Pixie.
I don't think we're going to be streaming it, but we are going to make our way through the second part of the Ghost of Tsushima raid.
Hell yeah, I need to play that more. Angels Grunts for 10. After Xbox One's failure, Spencer had to fully embrace Nadella's vision of Microsoft as a subscription cloud service company. 365, Azure, now Game Pass. Xbox as a brand is probably on borrowed time. Yeah. I mean, I do like Microsoft 365. But
I don't know that right after purchasing all of Bethesda and every studio associated with it is the right time to say Microsoft's on borrowed time. Like, or at least Xbox gaming.
You say the Xbox brand is on borrowed time.
Yeah,
definitely not Microsoft.
I think they're I think the Xbox brand's in a better spot now than it was 6 months ago. Like
I agree with that.
The Bethesda merger is like pretty huge. Like,
it is pretty huge. Yeah, I agree with that completely. No, back to it. So, what were they saying that need to see me talk to Snyder on stream? Yeah. I mean, and I appreciate that, and there might be a time and a place for that at some point down the road. I just think the night before the Snyder Cut releases, I don't think that's something that's necessary. I think that's being very kind of focused in on the wrong thing, because this is about the Snyder Cut movement, something that is very special, and there's just better people that deserve to be on that panel to talk directly to him. His time is precious. And we are very respectful of that. And I personally, if I'm a fan of everything going on and Zack Snyder is on a stream, I think I would rather see Film Gob or someone like that talk to Zack than Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, and they far more deserve it. So that's the way we're approaching it.
Agreed. Yep. Where were we?
It's going to be lit.
Jabraylin Van Zant for $5. How much pizza has Ryan purchased over the years? You would think one of the pizza companies would allow Ryan to make his own signature pie. You know, they probably could, but it would probably just be pepperoni pizza. That is my go-to, just pepperoni pizza.
That's what I'm at too.
Hell yeah.
If they call that the Kennel Special, I'd be down with that. Every pizza company. I've invested a lot. I would probably, I'd probably be able to hire someone to make my bed and shut my drawers if I didn't buy so much pizza over the years, but it's totally worth it.
When I was a butcher, I had my own burger that we sold, and it sold pretty well.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
It's called the Smoky 42.
Smoky 42. I like it. Smoky 42, speaking of video games and smoke shows, Lethal, you want to talk about Alex Zedra a little bit?
Yeah, I always do. Look, I'm a big fan of her. I watch a lot of her streams.
He respects her for her mind.
I respect her in a lot of ways. But she is the actor, not the voice, the actress of the character Mara in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. She's who I play as every time we do a Warzone stream. So that's who you see me playing as. But she's pretty big on Twitch. I watch a lot of her streams. And she was at like a Warzone tournament, and she was hosting someone on Twitch. And as she was hosting someone on Twitch, she was watching it going, this motherfucker's hacking. This motherfucker's cheating, right? So she put the clip out, tagging them, going, hey, like, what are you doing? I'm watching you hack. And Warzone, we talked about it a few weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago. Warzone has a really big problem with cheaters and hackers because there's no anti-cheat. And to this day, there's still no anti-cheat going on. So whenever someone does a report and all that type of shit, it normally falls on deaf ears. Right, but now we actually have someone she's in the fucking game, man. She's Mara in the game, and she's calling out these people for cheating and hacking, and they got their accounts suspended. And it's weird because this chick here, she has like 11,000 followers or some shit. Or no, she's got more than that, but she only started 11 days.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of these people like really have popped up. The same dude goes for the dude. And so this
I'm pretty sure they're partners.
They are. They're girlfriend, boyfriend, something like that shit. So watch this here. You can see she aims, and when she aims, it's like through the hill, and it's already locking onto someone before they pop up again, and she like quick scopes them. Watch this.
Why would you be using an aimbot while streaming?
Because it's a tournament. She wants the money.
Oh.
They use aimbots while streaming so that it looks like they're fucking good. Like that's what they're doing. They're trying to look good for their followers.
I guess the thing, like, from my perspective, was like, yeah, but when you do stuff like that, lock onto someone through a hill, like, people should be able to tell that obviously you're hacking.
Yeah, because it was like
that's what
it like tracked with it. Watch, tracks, and then boom.
Yeah, it gets fucked.
That's insane.
And it went beyond that because then Alexandra said, after I called her boyfriend out as well for hacking, bearded banger.
God damn, I love Alex.
Man, she's badass.
Oh, she is a fucking badass, man. Like, she's like down with like American military and all that type of shit. She's red pilled as hell. She's a beautiful woman.
Wait, are you saying she's a Frank Woods fan?
No, she's straight.
Now this dude,
Mark liked that one. Mark liked that one.
That was pretty. It took me a second to figure out who you were talking about, but I got it. Frank Woods is a character from Black Ops who Lethal Lightning hates, but most of the world loves him because he is pretty cool.
So this dude is the boyfriend. He turns away. He like steps up and goes away as like he's actually in the game, like he's talking to somebody, right? Somebody comes around the corner, watch his gun track.
Wow.
Right? Because he's not actively playing.
What
the gun locks right onto his head. They slow it down. Look. That is why we always get killed.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers.
Yep.
Every single time we've ever died.
Yes.
Every single time.
Look at this shit.
That's like dead center as
No
well.
wonder people can kill me so quickly.
But you know what I mean? Like, there's no anti-cheat going on, so I'm all for Alexandra being like, what the fuck? You know, this shit has to stop because it's ruining the game.
Why
especially
is it
at tournaments?
Mark and Lethal Mike can, educate me more on that. Why is there no anti-cheat in the biggest game on the internet right now? Why? Why? Is there problems? Is there negativity that comes with the anti-cheat?
Yes.
Yeah, like, I mean, you're installing a program on your computer that essentially it runs on usually on the highest level security layer of your computer's processing, I guess is probably the best way to describe it. I'm not a computer scientist, so it's kind of difficult for even me to describe. But you have to give anti-cheat software very high level access to your computer, which a lot of people don't like doing. It will sometimes affect the performance of the game, which I think is probably Activision's reason for not wanting to implement it, because they want this game to run on as many computers as possible and look as good as possible. But, I mean, the downside is it makes it easier for people to do things like use aimbots. And
yeah, and like there was just a bunch of backlash because PlayStation announced, I think I forget which brand of anti-cheat they're using, but they're looking into, installing anti-cheat on PlayStation 5s. And there was a big backlash for that because of the amount of access it would get. But here's another clip of him. Somebody threw smoke. There's obviously just smoke inside here. This dude just locks right onto him.
Did she retweet this one as well? See, that's bullshit. No fucking firm. See, if he had a thermal scope or something, okay. But no, he didn't.
Here, let's watch this one too. See, he's tracking him through the wall.
Yep. Before he even comes around the corner.
Oh, come the fuck on, dude.
There are plenty of games though that use there's anti-cheat software that is used by many different people. Like Easy is probably the one you see most often. Easy anti-cheat. The logo's
That's insane.
The logo's kind of like a blue teddy bear. If you guys ever see it before a game loads.
Look at that.
Yeah,
that's insanity.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
That's how blatant
hell.
this shit is.
And good on her, man. Good on Alex for calling these people out. Fucking good on her, man. She is a tops woman.
And Brando representing the Geeks and Gamers community very well. I only follow Alex for her personality, and I think that represents the entire Geeks and Gamers community. So.
No, in all seriousness.
Like, I know.
I get
She's badass. I mean, she is
a badass.
She's one of these people that, she's involved in it and she's calling it out. She's putting these people on blast that are ruining the experience. That's not really something that most people involved with it would do. So it just shows that she's based as fuck.
Yeah. Well, she's also, awesome. I think it's even more disgusting that there's people who A, stream, and B, are playing in professional tournaments that are cheating, because Come on, like that's actually ridiculous. Like, you're asking to get caught at that point. If like some random dude who just plays Call of Duty and like wants to power trip for a bit cheats, it's like, okay, whatever. But the problem is it seems like now it's getting less few and far between, like odd random dude cheating every now and then, and more like there's lots of people cheating all the time.
Just tens of thousands all the time.
There is, I guess, a related story from this week too, that apparently PlayStation announced that they were going to be integrating Denuvo anti-cheat software into
That's what I was saying.
many PlayStation games, and Denuvo is sort of the worst one as far as like what it does to game performance. So I don't know, a lot of like, I mean, but that goes to show you that if anyone here is thinking like, oh yeah, it's because it's a cross-play game, like those PC players, that's the reason there's cheating. PlayStation wouldn't be instituting an anti-cheat software that everyone hates if it was impossible to cheat on consoles too.
Yeah, but it's mostly PC players. Fuck them. But like, watch this. So he's again out of his chair as he's parachuting in. You can see his thing will lock onto these people all the way in the distance. Watch this shit. Look at it lock.
Yep.
Jeez.
And track them through the barn. So yeah,
I don't know how he didn't think he'd get caught. It's just, you know, shout out to Alex. Yeah, she's definitely worth watching. Like I do enjoy watching her play.
But that's why people cheat, because they're insanely good at it. Like, you look like you're insanely good, which helps you get followers. It helped these people, like, they got 11,000 followers after like 7 to 10 days of streaming. They were going to get partnered by Twitch the next day already because of what a big following they got because they were cheating.
Yep.
So that's why people risk it. Now that dude fucking nuked his entire Twitch account, I guess. He deleted all of his videos.
I did see Alex respond to that as well, and she was like, "Nah, you shouldn't be fucking going at these people. You should just be letting Twitch do their thing on their end."
Oh, Alex McCarthy said Alex Zedra could survive a Modern Warfare 2 lobby.
Oh, baby, she could.
Dude, I love every single comment. You could tell how he feels on the topic based on the response to the Modern Warfare 2 lobby. So he's like, Zack Snyder invented the Modern Warfare 2 lobby, you know, or then like Bob Chapek couldn't survive a Modern Warfare 2 lobby. You know, it's so good.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Where was I? Let's get back to these super chats. Boom. Geeky Pixie. Oh, I said that one already. Jane Theory for $2. Hashtag make the bed. Hashtag Snyder cut. Hashtag rewriting Ripley is trash. Thank you, Jane Theory. I'm excited for the Snyder cut too.
Yep.
Oh, me too.
Roger Haynes.
Fan, Ryan?
Yeah, I think I am. Roger Haynes, Canadian $5. Hey guys, what do you think gamer hell is like? Fortnite.
Playing a cross-play game with PC players.
Playing as Uche Mario Kart. Playing Mario Kart with Uche's
forced
skills.
to brag about how good you are while actually having Uche's Mario Kart skills.
No, I will say just lag is really something that really drives me crazy. So Smash. That's exactly what I was going to say. Basically, playing Super Smash Brothers online. Go ahead, Mark.
You're stranded on a little island with an extremely powerful machine and unlimited credit for a storefront, but every single game is exclusive to other platforms.
There you go. That's a good one, Mark.
He really thought about that one too. He was like, "I'm about to mic drop this."
The Enigma Alley for £2. The last one for tonight. Attack on Titan ends soon.
Yeah, 3 episodes left. we think 3 episodes left. As far as we know, 3 episodes left.
Quiet.
Cough, cough.
I don't think it's ending.
Sarcerins DeFerrin for Canadian $5. When is Ryan getting into Attack on Titan? Good luck tomorrow, Mark.
Fucking tomorrow, or I'll beat his ass down and make him make his bed.
This is the true radicalization. I have to get him into Attack on Titan.
No,
you just barely got into it. You will actually like it. Like you will
it's
like
fucking
Attack on
phenomenal,
Titan.
dude.
You will love Gundam. You will love Gundam. I know you will.
Well, I can just tell you right now, Attack on Titan is some of the best shit I've ever seen. Like it It is fucking fantastic.
I'll
And I
watch
hope
it.
they
I don't want to have
never.
to fucking read it.
You don't.
Put the
Okay.
dub version on.
Okay.
Like-
I'm gonna go ahead and have everybody mad at me right now, but I watched the English dub. So
Well, at least you fucking watch it. Unlike this
Yeah.
dickhead.
no, but to me, I don't know what the problem is. The voice actors do a great job.
I haven't seen Attack on Titan dubbed, so for all I know, they do. There is, I think we've mentioned this before, but there is kind of a scale of good anime dubs to bad ones. There's some animes I have no problem watching in English, but some is just like, I don't like. I didn't like watching Demon Slayer in English, so X-Ray Girl and I switched to Japanese after one episode. But,
Oh, boy.
Full
Chat
Metal
turned
Alchemist
on me.
though, fantastic in English. So
Mark, whenever we're arguing, just point out that I watched Attack on Titan with the English dub.
I
You'll win.
didn't-
You'll win.
but I-
Chat's
like, I
completely
was-
turned on me
I
right
was
now.
just
He
saying
would
that
rather
I
use
don't-
actual arguments.
I was just saying that I don't really think that, like, if you prefer to watch dubs, that's fine. And there's an argument for dubs because you can kind of pay attention to the art a bit more. You're not like looking at the bottom of the screen. But it's just some dubs are good and some aren't. Like I mean, some people are saying Demon Slayer the show is fantastic. I just didn't particularly like the dub, so I switched to subtitles. I don't know. Tanjiro sounds weird. Like I don't know. If I don't like how the main character sounds, I have trouble with the dubs after that. But
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I watched The Dark on Netflix, and obviously I watched it. I can't watch live action with it. Dubbed
Yeah,
over.
live action dub is weird.
it's fucking terrible. So I mean, I spent so much time reading on Dark, and I mean, again, Dark is a phenomenal show. It is a masterpiece. But it would have, you just spend so much time reading, and I don't like reading that much when I'm watching a show. I just want to watch it and listen and get pulled into it. So I think the attack, and again, I'm not the person to really talk to about it, but I think the dub for Attack on Titan English is great. I really feel connected to the characters.
and I see a lot
Every
of people
week
talking
on
about
Mark's
this,
channel,
so-
Attack on Titan reviews.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Myself, him,
we
and
go
X-Ray Girl.
we go through Sunday's episode on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and it's been a fun show. I've been quite enjoyed doing it.
Mike Hill for $5. The PlayStation 5 has now sold more consoles than the Nintendo Switch.
In
Nice.
the time frame, I'm imagining is what they mean by that.
I don't know. That's what
Like,
Mike
'cause
Hill says.
overall, that's
Maybe in the
impossible.
past month or
Like-
something. In the past month, it's happened.
That's a good question. Has the PlayStation 5 finally ended the Switch's winning streak?
Maybe.
I think
David.
that figure would probably make the most sense if it was in the same time frame from its launch, and because I think PlayStation 5 is essentially just selling out every single unit that's produced. Like,
Yeah.
because it doesn't matter if it's bought by a scalper or anyone, that still counts as a a sale. So
Yeah.
Well, okay, so the PlayStation 5 just broke a record. According to the NPD group, the PS5 is now the fastest selling console in U.S. history.
yeah,
based
fastest
on
seller. So
dollars.
that's from release
But
date
it's
until
Based on
December.
dollars.
Based on here it is right
Which
here.
is $200
So,
more
yeah,
than
it's
the
not,
Switch.
not units. Yeah, so
Yeah, so the NPD group, I keep wanting to say NPC. That's why I kept messing it up. Released its monthly report covering the best-selling consoles, video games, and more for February 2021. The Nintendo Switch leads the charge of best-selling console for the month, with the PS5 behind it in second. However, the PS5 did overtake a record previously held by the Switch when it became the fastest-selling console in U.S. history. Total dollar sales after 4 months in the market. So total dollar sales, which, I mean, that makes sense because the PS5 is substantially more expensive than the Switch. The Switch's unit and dollar sales last month were the highest of any hardware platform in February since Nintendo Wii back in February 2009. So the Switch is still breaking records. But yeah, that's great. I mean, look, PS5, I'm very much enjoying my PS5, and I want an Xbox Series X.
So do I, actually. Mostly because I want another 4K Blu-ray player for the bedroom. But a lot of people are mentioning that it's probably all going to scalpers. From a sales perspective, though, that kind of doesn't matter because they still have to pay money for them.
Yeah, they still have to pay the $500 initially, and they are
Yeah,
as many as they could have produced, they would have sold.
The effect that it does is it gives us less of a good idea of what the actual demand for PS5 is because we don't know. Like we don't. All we know is right now it's impossible to get one unless you're a bot. So
I think it's relatively I think it's easy to kind of assume that if the PS5 had enough units available, it would be shattering every record imaginable right now. Just based on the fact that you literally can't find one anywhere.
Maybe,
it's
but
crazy.
without them being available, it's hard for us to know that because we don't know if the amount being held by scalpers now outweighs the actual current demand for people to buy it with the library of games that's currently available for it. It's really kind of impossible for us to figure out what that actually is, just because that. It would involve like all the scalpers to just be like, okay, we're just going to put them back out on the market today and let anyone buy it for list price and see how it does, and then we'll take them back tomorrow. Like,
well, I think one thing we can agree on, and someone said it in the chat, but the Soldier Boy 2 console actually will break all records.
I can't believe that shit's real.
He just doesn't fucking learn, does he?
I think he doesn't care.
I don't think he gives a shit.
Yeah. All press is good press. All right.
Soldier Boy, what are you famous for? You did one song in like the early 2000s that took off, and you get fucking wrecked on the internet by gamers. That's your legacy.
David Stout for 2. I got Valheim and I got Attack on Titan free. Hashtag or at Snyder Cut. Thank you, David Stout. That's awesome. Josiah C for 2. Any Final Fantasy 7 or remake fans at G&G? Love both the games. Lethal really likes them.
Yep. Yeah, I'm salty as fuck that I don't have a PS5 to play the DLC.
Kennel living his 2-inch dreams for 2. Where's my popcorn and who took my blue sippy? I don't know. Mike Hill for 5. I watch Attack on Titan in English subtitles.
Good man. At least you're watching it.
007 Cloud for $5. Only thing I don't like about Attack on Titan English dub is the Titan roars sound lame and high pitched. They sound more manly in the Japanese dub.
That'd be a strange thing to even change. Like,
yeah. I'm interested to kind of hear the difference now. So,
yeah, because especially Aaron's like scream in the first season is like pretty iconic, at least to me. But I can't imagine it sounding different.
I'll have to check into that. I'd be interested in that. Aaron's scream is pretty high pitched in the version I'm watching. It's very high pitched.
Does the word iconic work if you're talking about a sound?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Like think about the Star Wars, what is it?
Anything Star Wars, the
Wilhelm
sound?
No, the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah.
I was just wondering though if iconic refers to something visual specifically, or because like I said it, I was like, wait, does that make sense?
No, not at all. You're right. You're right on the money.
All right. Bronx Thrash for $5. Do you play DC Universe? It's 10 years old, still worth playing with new stories still coming out. I haven't played in years. I did love that game though.
I love
the shit out of that.
DC Universe, man. I haven't played it in a long time, but I'd be interested to know how it plays now and how much they've upgraded. It's been
I think it plays the same.
6 or 7 years. So, I don't mean like play, but I'm just saying what they've added and if they've added any customizations or new things, but yeah, I played it, I'd say 6 or 7 years ago. I loved it. I loved the hell out of it.
I fiddled around with it on PS4 around the time it launched, at least on PS4, and I couldn't get into it, but I know a lot of people who like it.
It's got a lot of DC characters and a lot of cool stories and like little lore shit in there that like keeps you engaged. If you're like a big DC fan, I think it's cool, and it's free to play. So. To Tim for $5. I'm getting the Atari VCS because I can't find a PS5. there you go, to Tim. Let us know how that goes. Jabraylin Van Zant for 2. Ryan, are you going to cook pizza in the KFC console? I don't think you can actually cook anything. I just think you can just keep it warm. But if I did get a KFC console, I would definitely use that shit all the time for keeping my food warm. 100%. Stephanie for $5. Why is Jeremy sitting in the dark?
I asked him that, and he freaked out at me.
Cinematic. Well, that's because Lethal Lightning should be paying attention.
There you go.
I mean, technically,
he's getting ready for the Snyder Cut.
Technically, Mark is sitting in the dark too. He just has these. He has these lights behind him that makes it look illuminated.
Yeah, but he's always been sitting in the dark. I don't think I've ever seen him.
We don't even know what Lethal looks like right now.
Why is Lethal hiding behind his Snyder logo?
Because I'm half asleep because it's 6:30 in the morning.
My background looked different when I was in my old
He
house.
said, "Fuck y'all." You don't have to be on camera. You're not attractive enough right now.
I
Hey,
know. I look like shit, don't I?
Yeah, God, fucking turn it off. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. You know it's bad when even Americans are saying it's bad. You motherfuckers are ugly. You got some nice girls though.
All right, where did I go? Kendall living his 2-inch dreams for $2. Just want to watch movie. Wear my cap and blue sippy. I don't know. John Kelly for €2. Godzilla's roar is iconic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't as saying whether or not a sound could be iconic. I was wondering if the word iconic applies to sounds.
Yes, it does. Ron D for $2.
Ryan is so memed at this point. Like he's literally taken over the role of me in so many ways. Like it's just
Yeah. Ron D for $2. Please try to read and watch Berserk. Be a struggler. There you go.
Berserk's really, really good.
I've heard that.
Second that.
Okay, so as someone and we got Lethal and Mark here, as someone who's never really watched anime, is Attack on Titan like top of the line tier stuff? I mean,
I have to wait to see how it ends. Like,
Yeah,
because that's the thing. Like, it might end really poorly. Like, I think like Game of Thrones. Like,
Yeah.
you could be going into season 8 of Game of Thrones, and be like, yeah, this is probably one of the best fantasy shows that's ever been made, and then get 3 episodes into season 8 and be like, yeah, you can skip this. So,
But based on where we're at now, is it the what we've seen with the 3 seasons into 4? Is it top tier anime quality content?
If they stick the landing, it'll probably be one of the best animes ever made. But
Okay.
I guess we'll have to wait and see on that.
Okay.
the last episode that came out was like mind-blowingly fucking good.
Last week's episode was crazy good. Yeah, that is definitely true.
Well,
And
I guess I'm closing in on the GOAT episode, season 3 with with Armin. And
Everyone says that's the best one, but I think the best one was like episode 5, season 4.
Yeah, that's like Declaration of War is the name of
Yep.
that episode, and that's there's a strong argument there. Well, it's interesting because like Attack on Titan, with that I won't spoil anything, but Attack on Titan is really good at having different types of possible best episodes ever. Hero is a very action-packed one with a lot of really, really flashy, cool stuff happening. Declaration of War is like all kind of big major twist to the story that really change a lot of perspectives on things, and then it ends with like a really big punchline. And last week's episode, Children of the Forest, was just all tension, and it was very, very, very tense. So like they're really good at doing a lot of very good episodes in different styles.
okay. Well, I can see Ryan's slowly dying over there as we talk about anime.
I'm so
Just embrace
Ryan.
it.
fucking anime.
You cannot make the argument that Hollywood is doing better stuff than anime is right now. Like, just that's an argument that cannot be made.
Fuck, I'm about ready to turn Geeks and Gamers main channel into just an anime channel.
Let's do it, bro. Fuck it.
We're moving the
fucking
whole
do it.
operation to Japan, everybody.
All right. Speaking of anime
Video
and video games, the last real big thing I wanted to talk about today was EA Gate. Now, EA is no stranger to controversy. They're no stranger to scandal, especially in regards to their sports games. But this is kind of on another level. We all know that these FIFA Ultimate Team and Madden Ultimate Team schemes, they're absolute scams. People need to sink thousands of dollars into buying this currency that then they can use to gamble to try to get a card that they may want. And people literally do spend thousands of dollars on it. Well, what is going on right now is pretty scummy, because it seems like EA employees are involved in selling cards essentially on the black market and putting them in people's accounts for, again, thousands of dollars and profiting off of it. What is EA Gate? Behind FIFA 21 scandal involving rare Ultimate Team cards. Now, this goes back to a couple big screenshots that got exposed by some people. Arcade, FIFA Ultimate Team, and Nick. These are the 2 big tweets that I saw involving this stuff, with even like prices out there. People are paying 1,700 euros for 3 Moments cards in 2 Team of the Years. 1,700 euros for a player for your FIFA Ultimate Team, which is kind of insane. It's kind of fucking insane. But the idea that they're paying that means that this is a better deal than by actually buying the in-game purchases and spending tens of thousands of dollars until you find these players.
So what does that work out to roughly in American dollars?
I can do it really quick. Euros to dollar. Right now, that's not too bad actually. It's just 1.2 American dollars. So that's about $2,000. $2,000.
Fucking jeez. Wow. Yeah. And people wonder why everyone just rips on EA constantly.
This is why.
And you know what's even funnier about this is the fact that EA was like, oh, well, we got to crack down on this. Like, okay, we got to protect our loot boxes. We can't have all this negativity going around about this when we're trying to sell loot boxes. No, we're not going to fix all our other shit that's going on, but we got to cover this one up and get to the bottom of this real quick.
Yep.
Like, fucking hell, dude.
I just realized I was muted. Anyone going to make the business model argument for this one?
I mean, but it's not about. Okay, so let's break this down. So let's look at it from a business model standpoint. Like, let's fully understand the scope before I can make my argument. So EA has suspended all discretionary content.
Now, this is in response to this, right? Like,
right.
This started going on. The hashtag EA Gate started trending. They were forced to respond to it. I want to show the tweet. They put out this tweet basically saying we're going to start investigating it because it's EA employees that are doing this. It's EA employees that are able to just upload these characters into someone's like PlayStation Network or their EA Games Network, whatever it is. So that is why this has been such a big deal, because it's EA employees doing it. Now, they've suspended all discretionary FIFA Ultimate Team content indefinitely amid the EA Gate scandal. While they get to the bottom of it, they've basically shut this shit down, which is a pretty big deal. And let's see. Icon cards are among the most sought after in FIFA Ultimate Team. They include legendary players such as all these people. I don't care about soccer, and are near impossible to obtain through the mode's controversial loot boxes. Even rarer are prime icon moments, special versions of icon cards that mark one game or tournament that was special for the players. And it goes through their thing basically saying, we'll get to the bottom of this, we promise. But one thing that I thought was very interesting in the entire thing was you had an EA Game Changer who spoke out. Which, if you know anything about the EA Game Changer program, I think I need to share my audio here real quick. The Game Changers, that's a thing that you want to have because you get exclusive content, you get early access, you basically get to test things and recommend things to EA. It's a pretty big status symbol to have. Here's an EA Game Changer speaking out.
I'm actually out on my daily walk right now, and I thought I'd stop because I wanted to talk about the whole icon black market. Is that what we're calling it? And people wanting to buy icons. Now, I don't agree with it, and obviously people buying icons is not acceptable. But at the same time, I'm sorry, EA, I know you're not going to want to hear this, and I'm a game changer, but this is your fault. This is literally your fault. This is all on you because you've made icons and the cards that people want completely unobtainable to everyone. I'm sat here with coins to buy R9, and I've had to wait 17 days so far, and I haven't even seen him on the market. It's not that I've missed him. I haven't seen him. I'm sat here with the coins available.
And the reason they do that, they control the ability to actually buy them straight out so that you are forced to continue to buy packs over and over and over again. So that's what he's talking about.
Thousands of pounds on the game this year. Whether you accept that or not, or you're a fan of that or not, it is what it is. I spent thousands and thousands of pounds this year on this game. I can't get R9. I have to try and snipe Dino. Zidane I haven't seen since he's come out. Pele I haven't seen since he's come out. EA, this is on you. And I know you're probably going to investigate and fire the person, but again, this is your fault because I can't go out, get the coins and get the player. Even if I spend thousands of pounds, I can't go out and get them. Of course, they've gone to backhanded means. You won't put them on for legitimate means because at the end of the day, don't release a Moments R9 for 15 million if you're not willing to stock the market with it. And stocking the market with it means that some people are going to get lucky and make 15 million coins, okay? That's what you have to accept. You've created this card. You've created this market. If that card is worth 15 million and you've created it, supply them to people. It doesn't matter if you don't want to give people 15 million coins. You have to do it. You've created the card. You can't create a card worth that amount and then be like, but we don't want people to pack him and we don't want to supply them, because then people have loads of coins. Well, don't make him then. It's really that simple, man.
Look, he's right, but here's the thing. He is right, but EA, like, they've done this whole way this thing is built is just so manipulative, and it's just built to take as much cash from people as possible. That's a bigger problem. Well, that's the root of the problem, actually. That's what it all comes back to.
Sounds like you hate capitalism, Lethal.
Well, no, but I'm wondering what you're trying to tie this back to the whole argument about the business model of an exclusive company creating exclusive content for their console, this is not the same at all. It's not even remotely close to the same situation. It's an exclusive
item in a game that holds high value.
But they're not producing it. But they're not producing it.
Yeah, well, I mean, but the ones they produce are going for like extremely high prices.
But that's not a business model if you're not producing
gambling.
it.
I agree. I think it's shitty too, but I also will criticize business models. My point is
but this is
ultimately
But this isn't the same thing.
If you're going to make the
what
argument
I'm
that
saying.
as long as something's making money, it's okay. I'm saying that it's hard to criticize this.
I never said that. I said that in respect to companies having exclusive content that they've created, keeping it exclusive to their console that they created is not a problem. That has nothing to do with this argument right here. This is completely different.
But the basis for your argument is how much money the game industry is making overall. So if this is making EA the vast majority of the money that their company makes, which Ultimate Team does, whether we like it or not, which I don't, I think the Ultimate Team system is trash, it still is what's pulling in most of their money, and it works for them. So that's what I mean. It's hard to criticize that if you're going to take the line of as long as it's driving business, it's totally fine, because there's ethics to consider as well.
In respect to the argument I was making for that, you're talking about what's good for the industry, and if you're looking at the industry is healthier than it's ever been in the history of its existence. Therefore, what the industry's doing is working. A healthy industry is better than anything. Go back to WWF versus WCW. The industry was healthy when there was fierce competition. The moment that competition went away, the industry was watered down and boring. You don't want a boring industry. You want a competitive industry to keep people creating better products.
I think if you're going to make the argument, though, that if making money is happening and the industry is healthy and that it's producing value and producing money for shareholders of the company, you've got to be able to criticize the ethics in both directions. And I think making people buy 5 different machines to play the same types of games.
Nintendo's not making anybody buy anything.
Well, I mean, they kind of do, but I'm trying to not get too far off point, but I'm basically just saying that my argument was the ethics of making people buy a whole bunch of different things they don't need in order to play things they want to play, just like EA is making people buy a whole bunch of different loot packs to use the players that they want to use in the games they want to play. Because ultimately it just comes down to, if people are willing to pay it. And I don't agree with that argument. It's sort of kind of the main point I was making. I'm like, people are paying it, sure, and the industry's doing fine, but that doesn't mean that it's good. That doesn't mean that I shouldn't be able to criticize it.
Yeah, I think you're comparing apples to oranges completely in this situation. It's not. There's no comparison to a company creating an exclusive product, keeping on their exclusive console to maximize their profits versus what's happening with EA and these loot boxes and these icons. I think that's completely different.
I think both are worthy of criticism is basically my only point.
I mean, again, I don't know what the criticism is of if a company creates something and makes that something available to then be played on the other thing that they've created. What is the criticism? That they're supposed to make it available on all consoles so they can not have it to push the money that they've created their exclusive console? It doesn't. It's not the same thing.
I think that it's a shitty aspect of the video game industry that you have to buy 5 pieces of plastic.
You don't have to.
If you want to play all the games, you do, though. You do. If you want to play every game that exists right now, you need to get a Nintendo Switch, a PlayStation 5, a PC, and, well, probably not an Xbox. Actually, yes, an Xbox because of all the games that came out prior to them releasing on both systems. So, that's what I mean. The aspect I was criticizing doesn't have anything at all to do with whether or not I know that exclusives do make the companies money. Just like you have to admit that the Ultimate Team system makes EA money. So if you're going to make the argument that, well, if it's making the money, it's fine. The market dictates the market. You've got to be willing to bend on that too.
Again, though, I think that it's complete. You're talking about the player base, and it is widely complaining about how they're manipulating them. Nintendo is not manipulating anyone by saying, here's our product, here's our console, buy our product, play it on our console. That's not manipulating anyone at all. That's just simply providing a service, creating a product that played on it. And
what about all the people that bought all sorts of GameCube, N64, and Wii games for the Nintendo eShop? The Wii store? The Wii store? What was the one on Wii where you could buy
Wii U store?
the Wii shop.
But what I mean is that all of your purchases are null and void on modern hardware. That's shitty. And it's only because they made those versions of old games exclusive to the hardware they were selling it on at the time, and they're now saying if you want to play those old games, you have to subscribe to our online service, even if you already paid us for them. Because it's new hardware now. So
I feel like you're getting way off track based on our original point here, which is that EA is not providing enough product, so therefore now people are being basically scammed for it.
I'm saying that the premise you used to argue against my point was, well, the industry's doing fine, so there's no argument to be made. And I'm saying
that was countering your point of saying it's better for the industry if this is like it is. And I'm like, well, the industry's healthy.
I didn't say it's better for the industry. I said it's better for the players, the customers.
Without the companies making record profits, they can't continue to provide a product for them.
And without EA doing Ultimate Team, they're not going to be able to put as much money into their games because that's how they make most of their money.
But you don't believe that?
Well, I don't think it's right, but I know that is how EA makes most of their money.
That's not how they make most of their money.
It absolutely is.
EA makes a lot of money in a lot of different ways.
Ryan, can you back me up on that one?
Yeah.
My point is, without the exclusives, Nintendo has no business model.
Without Madden and FIFA Ultimate Team, EA is going to get bought by Microsoft.
Yeah,
flat out.
They have gone really full force into that, and that is why they're essentially putting nothing into.
That's why they tried to do
games.
It with Star Wars.
Yeah, it's why they put the loot boxes in there, because they've been doing it with FIFA and Madden for so long, and it's because it's essentially nothing to them. It's no cost to do these things, and they end up getting all these profits.
Well, I'm not disputing it that they're not making a lot of money from that, but that's not their entire. EA is a massive company with a massive amount of income sources, and they were profitable long before they were able to make money like this. Nintendo literally lives and breathes by their exclusivity. Take their exclusivity away. It doesn't matter if they have to or not. That's how they are successful. That's how they've been successful for 40 years.
Will they make any less money on a new Zelda game that they release if you could right now buy Ocarina of Time on PC for $20?
I mean, that's one question that in isolation doesn't hurt things, but when you look at what happens when you start
making it so that their legacy games are exclusive to specific pieces of hardware, not readily available for people to buy, and making it so that the only way for you to buy them is to buy used copies from people who already bought them, making Nintendo no money on those sales, I don't think the business argument really holds up there.
But my point is you look at something like Halo. Go back to Halo 1, 2, and 3. Biggest game in the world, untouchable. The Master Chief was literally, neck and neck with Mario in being an icon, okay? But then big business gets involved, different studios, different people start getting their hands involved, and Halo has completely lost its way.
That's not what happened at all. Halo, just Bungie decided they wanted to move on, and Microsoft then created a whole new studio.
Exactly. More hands get involved.
It's not more hands, though. It's different hands. It's just they gave it to different people.
Nintendo has been successful for 40 years by keeping very protective hands on their IPs and having complete control. I mean, I could make the argument that for the Mario 3D All-Stars collection, they did a shit job of porting Mario 64. They didn't even make it widescreen. It's still in 4:3. I would agree with that. I won't dispute that.
That's what I mean. So it's not like Nintendo's magic hands are able to care for these beloved IPs in a way that no other company can.
Well, is it the same game that you can play? The same game you played on the 64?
I mean, to a fault, yes.
Okay, so they didn't hurt the game. They just didn't. They didn't improve it. So it's
But
not like the game was changed.
Well, I don't know. I like they not improving a 30-year-old game when you're releasing it for, granted, with 2 other games, but still bundled for a full like AAA game price. I don't know.
It still doesn't hurt the game. You're just basically saying you basically made a game available.
I don't think more hands. If they gave that to a studio like Blue Point, I don't think more hands in the Nintendo pot.
Why hasn't Blue Point? Then why doesn't Blue Point create their own Mario if they're so great? If it's so easy to do.
No, Jeremy, they're really good at porting old games. They did like the Demon's Souls remake.
But Nintendo's really good at what they do, which is why they have been so successful.
I mean, they're good at what they do when they do it well. Not so great when they're porting Mario 64 to modern hardware and not even making it compatible with widescreen TVs.
So we're just going to ignore everything that Nintendo's done over the past 5-6 years.
No, but we're also not going to ignore. We're also not going to ignore the things they do poorly, though. That's the
right.
Yeah, I know. I like the Mario 64 port because it reminded me of the Snyder Cut, the aspect ratio. So I was all down for that.
Yeah, are you going to be mad at the Snyder Cut for the aspect ratio?
I mean, like, that's an artistic choice. I don't prefer it because I think it's a lot of wasted space on the TV. But I mean, I guess we'll see. I
like how Mark says TV.
Television? Like, I don't know.
No, it's like I say on the
display.
TV. I say on the TV. You say on the TV. That's why. It's like if someone said Thanksgiving and you said Thanksgiving. You know what I mean?
Thanksgiving.
Oh my God. Experiment 626. I do not ignore CDPR's problems. They have tons of watch my fucking review, man. I swear to every fucking stream I'm on, this guy's like, yeah, but you're a simp for CDPR.
Stop letting a comment here come there and get you.
This guy will be in fucking X-Ray Girls stream saying talking about how I'm a CDPR shill. Like, Jesus Christ.
It's all right. It's all right.
Can we put Nintendo shill Jeremy in the chat? Please. I'm a Nintendo shill. Please.
Let's see. Kai MFS, what's up, Kai? For $3. English dub Rorar is Bish made. Sub equals boss.
Ryan just released a video while he's on the stream.
Yeah.
That's a working man right there. So
radicalized Ryan for $5. I like this new dark look. It fits with our new radical ways. Thank you, radicalized Ryan. I like that picture. Like, I need to put that picture in a thumbnail.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Sarsarin's Deferin for Canadian $5. Attack on Titan would be a mainstream anime, but it's not like years ago when Naruto was a top anime, for example. The genre is changing a lot.
I haven't seen Naruto, so I can't comment on it. X-Ray Girl really liked it, though.
I heard it. I keep hearing people keep telling me I should watch that, but
Kai says,
it's
"How do you
like
fuck
200
up?"
episodes, though. That's the thing. That's a tall mountain to climb.
Kai says, "How do you fuck up the word roar? It's because you spelled it RORAR. That's how I fuck it up, Kai. You misspelled it.
I guess
it says roar. That's how I fuck it up. But thank you. Where was I? Rosilla. What is this? Rosilla Streaming Network for Canadian $10. Jeremy, love your content. My question to the group: is there absolutely nothing Lucas can do to try to get his creation back? From a legal perspective, is there no avenue he can take to retrieve it?
I think that we have to realize that George Lucas he's not as invested in this shit as we are. George Lucas, how old is he? Is he 70 now?
Yeah.
He's got to be pushing 70. I mean, the man created, one of the greatest IPs of all time. I'm sure he doesn't. I'm sure that he is not happy with everything going on, but these are people that he knows personally. He chose to give Kathleen Kennedy power. He chose to hand her. He sold it. He made a lot of money off of it. He knows these people. He has relationships with a lot of these people. I'm sure he doesn't love what he's seeing, but we have to understand he's not coming back. It's just not happening.
Let the past die.
Kill it if you have to.
And again, just to be clear, this is the same person that created the prequels and got a shitstorm of hate for a long time. He ain't coming back. Not for me.
I loved it, George.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay. I was curious. No, I get that, but I'm saying, were you a prequel hater or defender in the prequel days?
I was when the prequels were coming out, I was not old enough, I don't think, to be like I was hyped as fuck. I was hyped as fuck about Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones. Even if that movie wasn't good, it didn't matter. I had a raging erection the entire time because of Padme Amidala. So it really didn't even matter what was going on. And I love a good slaughtering of sand people. So I was all about the prequels.
I will always defend the prequels. Again, I don't say that the episode 1 or 2 are necessarily good movies, but I enjoy them, and episode 3 is fantastic.
I think Phantom Menace is good. I don't think it's what people wanted. But I think it's good.
Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones. There's a lot of Padme Anakin stuff there that I don't think works.
Padding.
Yeah. But I would still watch that 100,000 fucking times before a single thing Disney Star Wars has put out, Mandalorian included, Rogue One included. Fuck all that shit.
I actually agree with you on that. So prequels are better than anything Disney Star Wars created outside of Clone Wars, and I do like some moments in Rebels. But anything live action, there's cool things like. But yeah, overall, like especially like Mandalorian season, when you look back on it, just moves so slow.
I think I may have put Rogue One over Phantom Menace for my personal list, not an objective list at all. But I don't know. I don't really like the characters in Rogue One at all. Like that's all. I like characters in Phantom Menace.
It's not a movie. Like Rogue One's not a movie. It's fucking boring and plotting, and you don't give a fuck about any of these dull people. And then at the end, there's a Vader scene and a cool battle at the end.
The battle with Scarif is pretty cool.
The battle at the end and K2SO, I think, carry that movie much further than it would have gone without those two elements. Like if they just stayed on Scarif and didn't have the big space battle above Scarif, and K2SO wasn't in the movie, I think it would be not even as good as Force Awakens, and I really don't like Force Awakens.
Did Lethal change his name to is not radicalized to almost radicalized?
I've been going slowly progressing throughout this whole stream.
I didn't realize.
Character development, baby.
Yeah.
Stephanie for $5. Why is Mark sitting in the dark?
That's just where I live. My whole life is pain. I'm an emo now.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I've come to talk with you again. Blue Falcon for Canadian $2. Hashtag fade in. Indeed.
Fade in.
Onyx M becomes a channel member. Thank you, Onyx M. Kindle living his 2-inch dreams for $2. Haircut today. Hate it. Wear my cap and sippy. Thank you again. Kindle living the 2-inch dreams. Snacks and comics for $5. Played Ultimate Team many years ago and saw back then how EA makes normies into pay pigs. Yeah.
Oh, they know what they're doing. Like they're calculated as fuck.
It's because this is the thing. To play competitively online, you need those things. Like that is the real kicker when it comes to all of this. It would basically be like instead of the skins and things like that you can get in Warzone for these guns, they do it a little bit right now, with the legendary guns and everything. But it would be if the only way that you could level up your gun and get a certain gun would be to pay thousands of dollars into a randomized lotto chance if you want to compete at the top level. Like that's where it gets very disgusting in terms of why people have been pushing back against Ultimate Team shit.
Well, like that guy said on that video, he said he spent thousands of pounds in 1 year. So it's like, well, why would EA change it then?
Yeah, exactly. 007 Cloud for $10. Berserk is based as fuck. Manga starts off with main character balls deep in a bitch, then blows his load in her mouth, killing her.
To be fair, in this context, his load is an arm cannon and she's a demon.
By load, I mean cannonball, because he has a cannon arm and she's a demon.
Oh, okay.
So he wasn't fucking her?
I guess
no, he did fuck her. Like we'll clear that up as well.
Yeah, he had me worried there for a bit.
Sean Kelly for 20 euros. If EA Sports games were free to play, people could swallow the monetization model, but buying it, which is basically an update at full price each year, is a major part of the problem since they artificially reset your account each year.
Even that, I would still make the argument that microtransactions that affect your ability to play the game well are still not really acceptable, even for a free-to-play game. I think if they did cosmetic only, which I would be kind of tricky, I guess, in a sports game, unless it's like new hairstyles or like old character, like rookie card character models for players that you like. But I don't think
they do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it was only that and not things that affected your gameplay and kept the competitive playing field relatively level, then I think that would be a much better system. But I don't think EA is ever going to do that.
Yeah,
I think that for like, I guess for the licensing though, for professional sports would make it tough because I bet you there would be an argument for another sports company making like a football game where it is free to play and the microtransactions are just like, here is you can play as Joe Montana, but he has the exact same stats as like any other high level quarterback would. It's not like he's a magic player that will make like touchdown passes every time. But I don't know.
Butter Biscuit for $2. Ha! Jeremy telling someone they're off point. Lol. Thank you, Butter Biscuit. To Tim for 5. Question for Mark. If Nintendo did bring their games to other systems, why would anyone get a Nintendo system?
I would buy one because I think the ability to pick it up and play it portably is extremely valuable. I would still own a Switch, and I think a lot of other people would too. But I mean, that's the thing. I think that without exclusive software, the hardware needs to be sold on the value of it as hardware, or as its value, or at its power level. So I think that if you're not banking on, well, you have to buy this as like an entry pass in order to play this game, then what are the other reasons you buy hardware? If all games could run on all systems, which system would you buy and why? And if the answer is, I don't know, then I guess you don't really think that much about your hardware purchases, do you? Like,
there you go.
As a person who buys a lot of hardware that isn't exclusive, like all PC hardware, for the most part, will run all PC games. So I look at different brands that make the video cards that I want to buy and pick the exact one I want to buy for the exact price I want to buy it from the company that I think is the most reliable for reasons that aren't because I can only play Quake if I get an EVGA card, you know?
The Hijabi Gamer for $5. Total Bungie shill myself. I'm playing Destiny while watching this. Thank you, the Hijabi
Nice.
Gamer. We need to get you and Mark playing together. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I played Destiny, but I think I could probably still be okay at it.
Wicked Steel for 5. I remember when those came out and loved the prequels. There you go. Me too, Wicked Steel. Hashtag me too. As is Last Brain Cell for Canadian 5. Is there a way we can submit our own articles to Geeks and Gamers? If so, please don't tell me the forums.
Okay, look. So, number one, you do have a blog so you have your own blog on your profile on geeksandgamers.com. So you can do that, and you can share the link out. So you can write anything you want. But I am currently, over the next few weeks, I am actually going to be aggressively working to create not a new writing team, because I don't want to make it sound like I'm getting rid of anyone, because we're not getting rid of anyone, but we are expanding our writing team at Geeks and Gamers. I don't have everything set up yet for an application process, but we will be setting up an application process. And it's just simply going to be, contributors, voluntary, so everything like that. I don't have all the details worked out, but basically stay tuned to all of our channels, and then hop over to geeksandgamers.com, create yourself an account. But in the next week or two, will have something set up on the website where you can send that in. Someone emailed me last night. They actually super chatted earlier. I'm not going to call them out right now, but they emailed me, and they're interested in writing about wrestling for the site. They said that they've been following us for a while, and I'm very interested in that. So we're looking for wrestling, anime, video games, movies, TV, pop culture, sports. So I'll have more details for you very soon.
That's right. Mark's typing in the chat.
Mark's typing and distracting the fuck out of me. It was like when the dog barked. When
it was a psychological power move. Looks like it worked.
Well, do that when I'm arguing my point to fuck me up.
Jens Jurgensen for 200 Danish krones. EA made 1 billion in Q3 2020 just from loot boxes. FIFA Ultimate Team has made $6 billion since 2015. No wonder they defend it like an alligator does its eggs. But more and more countries are banning it. It's gambling. End of story. That is true. There are people there are countries that are banning it because of the nature of the loot boxes and the gambling side of it. But they have made a shit ton of 1 billion. That's crazy.
Why would you change it then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of talked about, like, I brought this up with Madden.
It's becoming illegal.
Yeah, I mean, there are legal ramifications, but I've talked about this with Madden, with Ucha. I was like, if Madden's selling, like, you know why we never got a sequel to Ghostbusters 2016? Because the market determined the market. It's nobody nobody. If that thing lost money, just like Solo lost money, if Madden is going to continue to sell and people are going to eat that shit up, then of course they're not going to fucking stop. So you really don't have a leg to stand on when they're selling record numbers every year.
But do you know why it's selling, Jeremy?
To be fair, at least now Jeremy's making his argument consistent.
Right, but let's stop, because the reason that's selling consistently, the reason that's selling so well is because
exclusive rights
to the NFL. They are the only people who can make a game based on the NFL.
No, I totally understand that. And but like, I was a big time sports gamer back in the day. The NBA Live games, the NBA 2K games, Madden, NBA and NFL 2K. That used to be the only thing I would really play outside of obviously racing games. But the sports games are just so fucking pathetic that I, as a consumer, I don't care. I'm kind of like Lethal is with Star Wars at this point. Like, he's just done with it. Like, I was just done with sports games. Like, they're just fucking not good, you know? And they're either good enough for you to spend your $60 on, or they're not. And if they're going to continue to sell like they're selling, you're not going to get shit changed. It's just not going to happen. Why would you change something that's making money? Now, but in terms of the loot boxes and the FIFA shit and all of that, I do think that's a completely different situation. I do think that's a lot more complicated and there's a lot more moving parts. But if we're talking specific to something like Madden and sports games, they're shitty. I'm not arguing that. They're dog shit. I haven't played a sports game since Dante Culpepper or Michael Vick was on the cover of Madden. It's been that long since I really cared. Other people are spending their money on it, though. They're selling like crazy. And as long as something's selling, you can't expect anybody to make any changes.
Yeah. Ryan's Raging Star Wars prequel erection for $5. Never heard lamer takes than Mark the Raytart. Shout out to Kinnell's 2-inch streams.
He was muted.
Say it.
No, I'm just not gonna like.
They're just trolling you. They're just trolling you.
Yeah, I know, but like, I'm getting to the point that I'm gonna start saying things I'll regret. So I'm just.
Are you feeling radicalized?
Maybe a little. Just, I don't know. Like, for some, Ryan can like swear at the chat and it comes off fine. I don't know. I have a feeling when I do it, I'm gonna cut too deep on somebody, and then like I'm gonna regret it because we're gonna find out that someone in our chat committed suicide because I burned him so fucking hard that they just couldn't handle it, and then I'll feel bad.
Damn it, Mark. Mark is savage right now.
I know.
Nobody's getting roasted harder than Ryan. There's literally a Ryan Loves an Anime where Ryan's like looking down. Like, I don't even know what the avatar is.
It's from this stream. It's me going like this. Like, it's from this fucking stream. Some low quality picture of me going.
I prefer that Ryan over you, to be honest.
Stephanie for $2 slaps a potato for 100 bits. Thank you for this. Thank you for this Twitch sticker, Steph, the potato sticker. Again, Ross Gecko roasting me for $5. Ryan, how does it feel to have a choke artist like Pandemic P on your beloved Clippers? Can't wait for them to not make it out of the West again. I've said this a million times. I'm not a Clippers fan. I bought this shirt at a Clippers game because they were on clearance. It was the last game of the season. They were $5, and the shirt is an awesome shirt.
You already know how sports are. You can't fucking do that. The other day, okay, so I grew up. Obviously I was a Michael Jordan fan, and so I like the Bulls. And the other day I saw this badass Bulls hoodie, and I was gonna buy it, and I'm like, if I ever wear that on a sports horror stream, I'm going to get destroyed. You know what I mean? Because that's just how it is. You can't do that with sports fans. You know this.
That's why I don't wear it on sports streams. Like that is legitimately why, because I don't. But I swear to God, every video I guarantee the video I released earlier, I will have a couple comments shitting on the Clippers, even though I don't give a fuck about them, and I just like the shirt. And like every single time.
These super chats about you. Come at me, bro. Modern Warfare 2 lobby vet here.
Thank you, Ryan's Raging Star Wars prequel erection for $4. Come at me, bro. Modern Warfare 2 lobby vet here. Thank you. Stephanie with a super sticker that is just like it's like a drooling face. It's just like drooling.
Because we were talking about Alex Zedra before.
Maybe. Bronx Thrash for $5. EA and 2K are straight paid to play. I finally learned my lesson. I'm done. I'd rather play the NES 87 Tecmo Bowl or NBA Jam today. Yeah, NBA 2K is the same way. Like, to play online, you need progression, and the amount of time required to get the progression not through purchases, it's astronomical. You have to spend basically $50 to $60 to be competitive online out of the bat instead of waiting 6 months and grinding. That's just the way it is
for a fully priced game.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But the market determines the market.
That's right.
Let's see. Lazy Couch Gamer for €2. Hey, Mark, can I watch WandaVision on Netflix?
No, but do you have to buy a new device in order to run Disney Plus on whatever you're watching Netflix on?
No, is the answer.
But the same argument is, though, look at all the streaming services. It's like you got Amazon, you got all this.
I don't like their exclusivity either, to be honest, but at least you're not buying new devices that are arbitrarily performing the exact same function.
Yeah,
well,
but like
the real answer is you should be getting HBO Max to support the Snyder Cut on March 18th.
I mean,
I honestly, I would if I could in my country.
I mean, I think at this point, like, we're getting to a point where we're probably going to be paying more for all of these streaming services than we would back in the day for cable.
Oh, we absolutely already are.
Yeah.
I think if you got every subscription service that's available, including especially like the sports ones, because I mean, you used to just be able to watch sports games on like normal TV or like if you had cable. But now you have to get all sorts of different streaming services if you want to go all or cable free or like cable cut now, which like used to be kind of thing like, yeah, save money, I'm cutting my cable. But I have my issues with that as well. But I find that having to buy devices which perform the same function is the part that really bothers me because they take up space. They take up power outlets. They require setup. And again, like, I say that as a person that in order for me to capture the footage I need to capture for the videos I make here, I've got like 4. I've got 7 devices to my right that are not my PC. When my PC does the same thing that those things do. It's just because of the way the industry works, I have to have 7 separate devices in order to capture PS3 and PS2. And like, I have one device that actually rolls in Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, and a few others into one. But that's like, like some, I don't know, I got it on PlayAsia. It's called, I forget what it's called now. Anyways, I got this like device on PlayAsia that plays a bunch of retro games and like creates ROMs out of them. But it would be so much easier if I could just pay the companies that made those games to run those games on my computer that is more than capable of running them. But the only way to do it is to illegally emulate, because as much as like I think emulation should always be an option, it is still not really legal. And if you emulate Super Mario World on your PC, you're not giving Nintendo any money for that. I think that instead of that, they should sell ROMs for money to the company that owns the rights to those games and legally should be making the money off them. I don't see the point of arbitrarily keeping things locked to specific devices. That's it.
I would like to correct the narrative of me being a console shill. I would like to confirm that 100%. So when you say the truth, I will confirm it. I'm a console shill. Absolutely. Thank you.
There you go.
I like boobs.
Let's see. Icon Alice for $5. Fully expect Ryan and Jeremy at their funerals to sit up in the caskets and give everyone their final last fuck you. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Icon Alice. East Coast Toasty Boy for $2. I miss the days of cheat codes, though. Yeah,
Game Genie, baby.
I do miss the Grand Theft Auto cheat codes.
You can still run cheats in a lot of games. I don't recommend it because it kind of ruins the experience, but they do still exist.
I miss fucking around in Grand Theft Auto like Vice City and like with the chainsaw and the limited ammo and shit. You know what I mean? Like just doing the cheat to get that and run around. I do miss that. Ross Gecko says, "What's the best Navy movie of all time?"
Easy answer on that one.
Yeah, does Top Gun count?
I want to hear what everybody else got to say first to see who's got the right answer here. I bet none of you are going to answer the right answer.
I Down Periscope. If anyone's seen Down Periscope, that's a pretty good one.
Movie,
Hunt for Red October.
Yeah, I was between that and Das Boot or Das Boot.
Nope.
1,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Is anyone going to answer the right answer in the chat? I'll give you guys time.
Wait, is Master and Commander an option? Because I'm going.
I don't think so.
There it is. JM the Elite Fan has the correct answer. It is Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide is the greatest.
Someone said
Navy
Battleship.
movie.
No, it's not that one.
Does Under Siege count? Because Under Siege
Crimson fucking Tide, dude. Gene Hackman and Denzel. You will not find better acting in any with two different actors going head to head. That right there is goat shit right there, man.
Under Siege is
Roll Tide.
Steven Seagal.
Flipper free.
Mike Hill for $5. The only time I really enjoyed playing EA Sports games was the old college football games.
Oh man, yeah, those were great.
I loved EA college football.
I love how somebody said Rihanna Battleship.
Yeah,
God damn it. Ugh.
The whole like setup of that movie was so stupid. Like the idea that this fucking museum battleship could just be started up by a couple old vets that were just there. It would not work that way. God damn it.
I can't. I want to watch Crimson Tide again. I love Crimson Tide so much, dude.
Critical Drinker made a video on it a little while back.
Did he?
Yeah, or maybe I'm getting it wrong. Someone made a video on Crimson Tide a little while back, and I was like, yeah, that was a good movie.
Oh, so good.
I recently got reminded of it, but I actually haven't seen it since like probably around the time it came out, actually.
I don't even think it's available on Blu-ray, I don't think, which is weird. I've never seen it on Blu-ray.
Israel Pod for $5. Do any of y'all play Warframe?
I have. I don't regularly play it, but I really like the movement in it. I think it's quite good.
Scriptic Mind for $5. Ryan, you should watch Food Wars for your introduction into anime. You too, Jeremy.
I have not seen Food Wars. I can't confirm or deny that.
You guys want me just to turn Geeks and Gamers into an anime channel? Ryan will quit. Ryan will quit. You thought Mark quit, but Ryan's actually going to be the one that's going to quit. So.
I didn't quit. I was just getting upset, and I didn't want to end up exploding on the stream.
Look at. Why are you looking?
We need more NFL Blitz type games.
NFL Blitz was fucking great.
Yeah, no, NFL Blitz is good. Actually, we were talking about that last week about the arcade sports games versus sim sports games.
Let's see. Shadow Fenrir for $5. Hail G&G, you've replaced the void in my heart when Super Best Friends disbanded. Thoughts on why people still pre-order games after Cyberpunk happened?
Honestly, I don't think you should. I think that if you're pre-ordering a game ever, really, like not just post-Cyberpunk, pre-Cyberpunk too, if you're pre-ordering a game, you're telling that company that you believe that they are going to deliver you an incredible product. And people, I think, need to learn that you don't need to pre-order every single game that you want to buy, especially if you're getting a digital copy, because, I mean, it's not like stock is an issue for the most part. And there's nothing that's really going to make the experience any less good if you just wait a day or two for some reviews to come out and you can find out if the game's totally broken. So I think, yes, the answer is do not pre-order games unless you're absolutely confident in that developer's ability to deliver what you want from that game.
Yeah, I mean, I for a lot of different reasons, I don't pre-order games. It's one reason why. No disrespect to people out there that work for GameStop, because I mean, people have jobs and everything. I have a lot of friends that worked at GameStop over the years. I fucking hate walking into GameStop. I fucking hate going, hey, so is there any upcoming games you want to pre-order? You know, it's like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. And it's just they just go overboard with it, and they're like, are you sure?
It's basically Jeremy's reaction to customer
and
service. Like when Domino's is trying to help him save money on pizza, he says,
Right,
"What the fuck is your problem?"
Yeah,
No.
like just like no, that Domino's situation, I was 100% right.
It is annoying, especially if you're one of those employees, because you get like rated on your pre-order numbers, or at least you did back like probably like over 10 years ago that I worked at a video game store. And they basically the reason for that is they want to just guarantee that you're going to come back again.
When I worked at JCPenney, we got paid money if we got people to apply for the JCPenney credit card. So like literally like you got paid if at each credit application you got.
I will never be rude to an employee to their face unless they go out of their way to disrespect me personally. Like, I will never disrespect an employee for doing their job, because I've worked retail all of these years. I know how it is, but and I understand GameStop employees are doing their job. You know what I mean? People are doing their job. I have no problem with it. But when I see a situation like, literally, if you have a customer on the phone and the customer wants to purchase your product and you're like, I'm on the phone, I just want to, it's literally like the 40-year-old virgin, you know, or the eBay store. Like, I'm standing here, I want to buy these right now. And so that's what annoys me. But I'll never disrespect an employee unless they ask for it by not doing, like, if they say something disrespectful to me, but I would never just be like, you're doing your job, I get it. I don't complain about anything to people. Like, I'll never complain about food at a restaurant. Never. Never going to do it. You will.
Yeah,
Go ahead and do your Taco Bell rant.
Well, yeah, I fucking hate.
Okay.
I hate it. I hate it.
Jake and M just called out my hypocrisy.
What about telemarketers?
Yeah,
it's true. You fucking you fucking bent that dude over in front of like 1,000 people just for doing his job.
Yep, I got exposed on that one. So yeah, I guess I will. I hate those motherfuckers. Fuck you if you're a telemarketer. I don't. That's my line right there. Fuck that.
All right, let's get through these things here. Philip Moxley for $2.
One's calling me right now. I'm kidding.
That's not true. Philip Moxley for $2. Y'all rock. Thank you, Philip.
No, you rock.
As his last brain cell for Canadian $2. Best Navy movie, Operation Petticoat, 1959. I've never seen that one. That's awesome. Let's see. Sadukar, 7th Legion for £5. For Mark, so happy Jeremy gave him a platform. He makes great videos, as do you all. He's just a bit better at documentary stuff. Mass Effect now. Wow.
Matt, thank you very much. Mass Effect that one would take me a while. It was mostly because there's a lot of different ways you can go through Mass Effect, and covering anything with a branching story is kind of tough, at least to do the way I've been doing the I guess the second video I'm working on in that format's God of War, but maybe someday, maybe when the remasters come out, I'll go through them.
You know what? One thing we might think about doing in the future, Mark, is for some of these, especially if you do those with multiple playthroughs, maybe you can put some of the missions and like upload that shit to your channel before like you put everything together. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, I've been doing some like kind of gameplay clips of things I'm working on. Like I uploaded a Doom Eternal Ancient Gods thing on my channel the other day just to have something up there.
Telemarketers are almost worse than SJWs. I mean, to be fair, telemarketers do disrespect me. I didn't ask you to fucking call me. Okay, so if I walk into a place of business and an employee's doing their job, I have no right to be rude to that person. If you fucking call me on my goddamn personal fucking phone and are trying to sell me some shit, you can go fuck yourself. So telemarketers, go fuck yourself. Fuck you. If you call me, you're getting cussed out. I didn't ask you to fucking call me. I didn't sit there and ask for your business. I didn't sit there and want to purchase your product. You are interrupting me on my personal time, and you can go fuck yourself. So just keep that in mind. Fuck
Unsolicited
telemarketers.
calls.
Fuck them.
Sudukar,
Did I say fuck them? Because fuck them.
Mr. J for $10. I only pre-order Rockstar games. Yeah, I think that. I mean, they do seem to deliver.
You've got to like. I think if Cyberpunk taught a valuable lesson, it's that even if you're 100% confident in the developer, and that's a reason why you want to pre-order the game, understand that when you're paying for a product that is not finished yet, there is still the chance you're going to get burned, and you've got to accept that responsibility.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, especially if you're kickstarting a game. If you're backing a game on Kickstarter, understand that game might not ever come out.
Lazy couch. Go ahead.
Cold callers are the same. Fuck cold callers. That's the same thing as telemarketers. You don't call me on my fucking phone that I didn't give you the number to. Fuck you. Fuck you and your fucking mother. Fuck you.
Lazy couch gamer for €5. Microsoft are playable on PC, Xbox, and via cloud nearly everywhere. Lol. Sorry, I don't get your argument. Sorry.
You're
it's okay. Just say it's okay.
But he's agreeing with my argument that it's better that you can play that in more places.
Just say okay, Mark. It's okay. Say all right, cool, thanks.
Okay.
Mike Hill for $10. Steven Seagal is the best Navy movie with Under Siege.
Yeah, I mean, Under Siege is that's top tier Steven Seagal. Like
I can't think
he
of
messed
that
up a lot of
movie,
people.
man.
It's like, so are you like a special forces guy or something? No, I'm just the cook.
Yeah, every time I hear that movie, I always think of the Dr. Disrespect clip where he's reading Fat Steven Seagal's message.
Dude, did you see where they made a big deal about Dr. Disrespect like denying the 99-cent super chat or something?
Yeah.
Like, and they blew it out of proportion. Like they were like, Dr. Disrespect slams a fan. I'm like, God damn, don't watch any of our. It would
have been a joke. Dr. Disrespect's always making fun of people, streamers that do shit.
Yeah, he was totally playful about it. It's like, go get a cup of coffee, man. Don't you know, like it was funny. Dude's great. Disrespect is awesome. By the way, Lethal, I know it's late. If you need to go, we're pushing.
Well, we're done. Yeah, I was about to wrap it. Lethal.
I was going to keep Ryan here for another 30 minutes. So.
God damn it. Lethal and more fucking anime super chats to read that I don't fucking know anything about. Lethal, what have you been playing this week?
Near Automata. God damn, that game is fucking amazing. Like that is absolutely brilliant. A little bit of Soul Calibur 6, Warzone, and Cold War.
There you go. Nice. Mark, other than all the God of Wars, what have you been playing this week?
I did finish God of War 3 and start God of War PS4, God of War 2018, or as I call it, Dad Boy. And I've been trying to make my way through Doom Eternal, The Ancient Gods Part 1, because I got sidetracked while I was playing it in the fall. And this week, they're releasing the trailer for Ancient Gods Part 2. So I've got to finish Part 1 before that comes out. And I will not drop the difficulty. So it's very, very challenging because unlike most DLCs that's just kind of, oh, this is more of what you loved, Doom Eternal, The Ancient Gods is... We assume that you completed every single challenge that the base game has to offer, and you're ready for us to finally turn up the heat. So almost every single encounter in Doom Eternal's Ancient Gods is more difficult than the final boss of Doom Eternal, and it's taken me some time.
That's crazy,
but it's quite a lot of fun. It's just be prepared to die a lot and to have to develop a lot of new strategies for dealing with new enemies.
Nice, Jeremy. What have you been playing?
I've been playing with the hearts and minds of lunatic leftists out there, and I've enjoyed every fucking second of it. I understand that you can't deal with me having opinions you don't like. I understand that it makes you lose sleep at night. I understand that my success is your pain, and I understand that the more successful I become, the more pain I cause because you allow me to have so much power over you. And I understand that nothing is going to stop Geeks and Gamers from growing. I understand that you say you don't like me, but you might find people at Geeks and Gamers that you do like. And I understand that that's exactly the game I'm playing. So when you say that, you're complimenting me. If you acknowledge my existence, I win. If you say anything about me, I win. If you criticize me, I win. If you compliment me, I win. If you watch my videos, I win. The only thing you can do to defeat me is not watch me, not acknowledge my existence. Don't even act like I ever existed. Unless you can do that, I fucking win. Period. End of discussion. That's what I've been doing, playing with the hearts and minds of the fucking leftists out there.
But what's the frame rate like?
But that's a long way of saying I haven't had time for video games this week.
So
There you
60,
go.
it's running at a solid 60. Cool.
I feel like those guys are probably running at 30 and being like, this runs perfectly.
So I don't even know what I've been playing, I guess. I played
Fact
Mario
Blast.
Kart. I played Fact Blast. That's the thing I know I've played. I've played something else on Twitch, but I don't remember what the fuck it was. So I guess I played
Minecraft.
Outriders for a little bit, I guess. I don't know if that was this week or not, but I've not been playing a lot. I need to get more. We've been really fucking busy with a lot of shit we got going on.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Leo Slayer of SJWs for $2. Have you seen how Seinfeld handed a telemarketer? Yeah, he picks up the phone. He says, no, I don't have time to talk right now, but if you give me your home number, I can give you a call back. Oh, what? You don't want to give your number up to people? Why? Is because you don't want people calling you in the middle of the day? Now you know how I feel.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've done that before too.
Jens Jurgensen for 50 Danish krones. Crimson Tide is on Blu-ray. Nice.
Is it? Okay, I'll have to check that out. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. So
Just Call Me Meta for $5. Anyone playing the new Outriders demo for one release date? I played a little bit of it, not tons, but I liked it. It was fine.
Are you gonna get it?
I might.
Yeah.
There's a clip of that on my channel also, of me fighting the boss or doing the whole level that has the boss in the demo as a trickster, which I think is, from what I've talked to from the other people who played the game, I think trickster actually is the best class. So I chose correctly.
Nice.
To me, it's one of those games. If Ryan gets it, I'd be a lot more tempted to get it.
Yeah, I think we'd have fun playing it together. Yeah, that's for sure.
It's 3 people and cross.
Yeah.
Sudoku 7th Legion for £2. To all, as a Star Trek lover, should I watch Picard? No.
I watched 3 episodes and it was fucking terrible.
I haven't watched it, but I've heard it was absolutely dog shit.
I watched the first 3 episodes and it listen, okay? Something's got to be really fucking bad for me to not want to watch it and then make rant videos on it. And that's happened twice. So Picard, I made 1 video on Picard and it got like 80,000 views, which is great. You know, that's obviously it's great for something that I don't really have the algorithm for or anything. It's so fucking terrible, at least. And I'm not even like a hardcore Trekkie or anything. I mean, I watched The Next Generation and I very much loved it, but never been a Trek person. I'm dumb enough to like JJ's 09 Trek, so that shows you what I know about Star Trek. But man, Picard is fucking terrible. Holy fuck, it's terrible. So no, don't do it.
There you go. All right, guys. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here.
Yeah,
we appreciate it.
Park Hopping is live, so we want to send you over. We want to send you over to Park Hopping. I got it right now, Ryan.
Okay.
And we're gonna send you over to Park Hopping. Go over there, show them some love, and tell them that we sent you. Again, go to geeksandgamers.com. Sign up for free, premium, $10 a month minimum. I'm going to release a blooper reel for our premium members. I'll be live on Monday for premium hosting Mario Kart, and Josiah joined us, and Ben. Fuck Josiah. Fuck him straight to hell just because fuck him. But that's kind of how the Mario Kart stream went. And then we'll be live tomorrow on Twitch as well. So looking forward to it.
There you go. Make sure you sub to all these guys' channels. Give Mark some love. Show him some puppy love because he loves puppies.
Can we talk about how cool it is? We have 2 Geeks and Gamers streams going right now. And, you know, Park Hoppin' has got over 100 people watching them. They have the whole time. We're doing our thing over here. That is fucking cool, man. Geeks and Gamers continues to show it's more than just me. And that's what I love about it. Snyder Cut stream happening over on Uche's channel.
But
look at the puppy.
Does Park Hoppin' have a Mogwai?
You need just to hop in there for just a minute.
Look at this stupid bitch, this guy. Much love for Jeremy Lethal and Mark. Yeah, I bet you fuck.
I like
Can we have, do we want Mark just to make 1 appearance to show the puppy and then leave on Park Hoppin'? You want to do that, Mark?
Sure.
All right, we're going to have Mark just make an appearance over on Park Hoppin'. So you guys got to go over there and wait for the anticipation the first ever time. Mark is going to appear on a channel that Ryan has been banned from. Ryan has been banned from Park Hoppin'. So you guys have a great night. and we will see you over on Park Hop, and me and Ryan, or not, no, me and Mark, me and Mark, me and Mark, me and Mark.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Peace.
Hooroo.